How is everyone doing? Y'all doing good today? We all we all having a great time? Lovely. There is currently no one in VC with me, but people are planning on joining. So that's fun. We will be reading more Song of the Lioness today because I like that one. I like it a lot. It happens to be my favorite book. And people need to watch it or read it with me. I'm going to turn on my captioner, which as we all know is super broken. But I made it pretty now. I found after the last time I read, I found out I can edit the font and the way it looks, and I'm like, I want it to look pretty. So at least if it's not going to be correct, it can be nice to look at. uh, I'm good. I am good. I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes before I get into the book. We can just kind of flip. Fuck, words are not working for me today. Chit chat is, I think, the word I'm looking for, but it's really only me talking because there's no one even watching right now. So, whatever that's about, it's fine. I feel like most of the views I get are people watching the VOD later on, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Oh, hello. I see someone popped in. Hello. How's it going? Good. This is good. I think people did want to pop in. Yeah, Bird says give them a second. And I have Discord going off. It's lovely. Everything is lovely today. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I actually have Monday off. And since I don't work weekends anyway, I get a nice 3-day weekend. I get to chill. It's good. It's good. So, oh, hello.
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 Hello. How are you?
I am drawing Pokemon right now.
Good.
And, so I tried to make Shuppet's little, pointy part, 2 horns, but instead it just looks like cat ears.
Cat-eared Shuppet, I'm here for it.
Honestly, I just made Shuppet look like a cat toy. It was not my intent.
Oh,
I am gonna, hold up, wait, I'm gonna send it into, the Pokemon chat, just to be like, I accidentally made it a cat. Help.
yes. They'll enjoy that. I think Leo said they're busy, but they wanted to join. I think Nova said they'll be joining us later, probably. So I think for right now, it is just you and me, kiddo.
Neato.
All right.
It has been sent.
Guess I saw that. It's interesting.
Just looks like it has cat ears.
Oh, I should mention that I am using a necklace as a bookmark because I don't have anything to use as a bookmark other than it. But it
Oh
is
dear.
an amethyst necklace, so it does kind of fit with the whole vibe.
Lovely.
Alana's eyes are purple like an amethyst. They're commonly described as amethyst eyes. Um, she also wears a crystal on her neck, though that's um I'm unsure of the color. I think it's supposed to be like red or orange like a fire because it's like a coal that's grabbed. Um,
Mm.
but the covers of the books I have, which I think I've sent them into chat before, so I think you've seen them. Well, you've definitely seen them. You lived with me.
Yeah.
They're very incorrect. they make the horse the wrong color, but they make it blue for some reason.
Look, man, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We're vibing with it.
You know, I don't know if I'm vibing with the cat ears.
I'm not, honestly. Maybe
okay.
maybe make it a little like curly opposed to cat ears.
No, okay, because I think it's cute. I just don't think it's what I wanted.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Is my issue.
It looks weird to me, and maybe that's because I'm used to seeing normal Shuppet too much. But the cat ears just don't work.
Well, you're also looking at a poorly edited version of the base.
This is true.
This was supposed to be what I based my sketch off of. It is not good.
Yeah. Well, why you draw Shuppet?
Yeah, I think we're.
It got it right. It got it right.
Oh.
Look, the first time it called it Trumpet. Also,
yes, my favorite Pokemon, Trumpet.
Do you like the pretty colors for this time?
I'm not on stream.
Aw, damn.
Right now.
The background's purple. The words it currently has me saying that it's processing are pink, and the words it's already processed are blue.
Oh, I love that.
Right? It's all pastel-y and cute, and I love it. Uh-oh. Someone's messaging. That's you, okay, in Pokemon chat.
I am just.
Yeah. Well,
I am trying to figure out.
Here's 7 minutes of me not reading the book, so I'm going to start reading, because we're on chapter 3 now.
How do you add patchwork to a Pokemon that barely has shape? Oh no.
Good luck, kiddo. Anyway, chapter 3. Rowlin. Alana had not forgotten Rowlin of Malvin. And he had not forgotten her. Usually they don't.
Such a funny name.
Oh my god. So, you know how I rediscovered those old memes we made?
Yeah.
You know how one of them says, "Give me the money, Malin"?
Yeah, oh.
I now associate that with this character. Oh my god, can I get that shown on stream? Because those were...
It says Manlin because it was Melon Man.
Oh. I don't remember. I just remember they were very strange.
They were amazing.
They were beautiful.
I don't care.
Oh my god, I have to get through the song The Lioness memes.
Oh, right, you also sent those in.
Yeah, I found them and was very pleased. Yeah, it's Manlin. Oh my god, can I save image? No, it won't do it that way, so I have to open original. Hold on, is that showing on stream? Please, for fuck's sake, tell me that's showing on... It is, okay. It is. I saw it on my Steam Labs. But...
Oh, good.
That's... I forget, I think she's holding a fish in the original picture or something like that. And
then you
edited that, and we added some text on there. So yeah.
Give me some money, Manlin.
Anyway, that goes bye-bye now.
You should show the "Is my sister bees?"
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just open a bunch more of those. Sister Bees is somewhere else. Let me open that one.
Where are the patches?
Oh, there's a pic I won't be showing on stream, but the Billy pic.
Oh. Oh dear.
Let's not show that on stream.
Why not?
I think everyone's in the know about that, but if you're not, it's a picture of Nicolas Cage. No, it's a picture of a goat.
Nicolas Cage.
You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna send it on stream. This is your warning. I'm putting up the picture. It is horrendous and terrible. And this is it.
I love it so
and
much.
It's gone.
Such
okay.
A good image. It's such a good Nick Goatless cage with human hands. And shoulders, I believe, if I'm remembering
It's yeah,
correctly.
I think it's shoulders, knees, hands, and like the face is still like goat face, but it's very clearly like Nicolas Cage's face.
Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage's face, but elongated. I remember that part. It's awful to look at, and I love it so, so much.
Oh my gosh, it's good. It was yeah. I wish. No, I don't wish. Never mind. I was going to say I wish we still had it in the campaign, but we don't, thankfully.
No, it was my favorite animal companion I've ever had in a D&D campaign.
Didn't it ascend and have children or something like that?
Yeah, it became a weird god, learned how to talk, and then had children. That thing has offspring. Where? Nobody knows. But it sure does exist somewhere, and I hate it.
We're not even through the first paragraph.
No, are we even through the first sentence?
Yes, I did finish the first sentence.
The second?
No. Alright, usually they didn't meet, since he was beginning his training as a squire, while Alana was training as a page. When they did meet, Rowland made it clear that they were enemies. He was simply awaiting his chance to get her. On summer afternoons, squires and pages alike entered their lessons with swimming as well as riding. They returned to the palace on one such afternoon later than usual. Most of the boys hurried to their rooms to wash up. Alana was wiping down her pony when she heard a thud. Rowland stood outside Chubby's stall.
Why does Shuppet look like that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at pictures of Shuppet, and he looks wild. I love him.
All right.
Anyways, continue.
All right. His saddle and bridle lay on the ground. Curry my horse and hang these up, he ordered. I'm going in. Alana stared at him. You're joking. Rowland shoved her into Chubby. I said, do it. Before she could recover her breath, he was gone. She stared after him, clenching and unclenching her fists. She wanted to kill him.
Don't we all? Go for it, bestie. Who's stopping you? You go, girl.
I'm trying to remember how he dies.
Well, clearly right now.
No, unfortunately, it's not to the last book.
No, he dies right now.
I want to say George kills him.
I love George, if this is the case.
I believe it is.
I already love
I'm
George.
actually not going to spoil Rowland's arc, because you're going to forget about his existence, and then he's going to come back, and it's going to be fantastic. But no, I do believe George kills him.
He was a loser.
Are you going to do it? Alana looked up, startled. George's man, the holster Stefan, swung down from the hayloft above. He was a short blonde youth with pale eyes and reddish skin. Animals loved him. He was more comfortable with horses than with people, but he seemed to like Alana and her friends well enough. It took her a moment to make her voice work. What? Are you going to clean up after yon? Stefan spat, hitting Chubby's manger squarely. Alana looked at the saddle and drew a breath. I need to breathe too, actually. I should take a drink of water.
Imagine having issues breathing.
I can't say anything, actually.
Yeah, I can't either, and that was the joke.
Oh, yeah. Haha, terrible lungs. Anyway.
Yay.
Alana looked at the saddle and drew a breath. Now that she had to take a stand, she was just as scared as she was angry. No, I can't. I won't. Stefan shrugged. You have to tell His Grace, you know. No, or I'll have to tell His Grace, you know. He reminded her. It's orders. The lad must look after their own beasts. His Grace must know if they don't. Alana had hesitated. Rowland would murder her. But if she knuckled under, Rowland would do this all the time. Ugh. I can feel
You
my...
good?
That water did not settle properly. Oof.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's fine. It's because I ate the sourdough earlier and it, like, did not agree with my stomach for some reason. It's probably because sourdough's more acidic than most breads.
I'm acidic bread.
You are acidic bread. Actually, no, wait. No, you're not. We settled this last time. You're a buttermilk bread.
Oh, you're right.
Which I actually do have a loaf of.
Good. It's tasty.
It's okay. I mean...
Why does this line art suck?
It's good for grilled
Sorry,
cheeses.
I'm mad at my own lines.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Alright, where is it? Okay, tell, she said gruffly, going back to work on Chubby. It's not my problem. Think on it, Stefan advised, worry on his round face. That Rowan won't like being in trouble with his grace. Alana looked up from her pony, her eyes flat violet. Or violent? God, No, that's violet.
They are violent.
It's violet, but violet and violent look very similar. And when you have the words separated in the middle, because the lines in the book, it makes it really hard for me to read.
Beth, do you ever consider that you may possibly be dyslexic?
You know, I was tested for that in middle school, and I was told I do not have it.
I don't think they did it right.
I went through so many fucking tests. If they messed up my dyslexia, diagnosis, I'd be real upset.
I'd laugh.
Because that would be 10 years I wouldn't have had to been like, why can't I read properly?
Because you can't.
I think...
You cannot.
This is fair. Okay, her eyes flat violet. That's Rowland's lookout, isn't it? She asked softly, after finishing combing Chubby, and left. Stefan shook his head. The lad's got guts, he thought. Not much sense, but guts.
Understandable.
This is most definitely how you would describe Alana.
Yep. Correct.
My voice just stopped working for a moment there. Whoop.
We
Okay.
love to see it. Oh, I made Bennett's head just a little bit more squished because the line art is awful, but it looks even cuter somehow.
Oh, amazing. Alright, by bedtime that night, the word was out. Rowland had to spend his nights for a month working in the stables. Jonathan's friends had trouble hiding their glee. Serves him right, Francis remarked. They were sitting in Gary's room before lights out. He just left his track on the ground. His horse was covered in sweat. That's no way to treat a good horse. I wonder how he thought he could get away with it, Alex murmured. He probably tried to make some little guy do it, Raoul said with contempt. Isn't that his usual? Alana had been permitted to join them. Now she had turned red and looked down at the lacings on her shoes. Gary saw the blush. Alan, you were the last one in this afternoon. Do you know about this? Alana didn't approve of lying, but in a pinch a lie was sometimes better than the truth. No. Raoul grinned. Raoul grinned. God, my brain needs to stop shorthanding things.
Beth, I love you.
I do that with the dog and cat too, because we have Chance and Chester, and it's a CH, and my brain shorthands everything. So like, I look at one and it takes me a moment to remember which name it is.
Icon behavior.
Huh?
Icon behavior.
That's actually ADHD behavior.
Well, what's the difference?
This is fair. Raoul grinned. I like to see him mess with our Alan. I'd pound him to a pulp. Alana had become a favorite with Raoul, and he didn't care who knew it. Look, man, Raoul saw Alana and was like, that's my child now. That's my child now.
You're not even wrong.
I'm really not. It's fine. He'll be like that with Kel, too. Because Kel becomes his squire. And he's like, this is my child now. This one's mine.
Understandable.
Raoul's like, female knights? These are my children. Oh.
You good over there?
I started coughing. We're okay.
Oh.
It's raining, and some of my allergies are real messed up right now.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, well.
Oh, my headphones just did the thing. Oh, no.
Not the thing.
It's always doing the thing. You know that. Anyway. Alana made a face. I do my own fighting, thanks. Raoul just wants an excuse, Jonathan explained. He likes hitting Rowland. Rowland didn't make anyone else put back his track away? Alex wanted to know. You didn't see anything strange? Alana didn't look up. No, it wasn't strange. And she excused her lie mentally. Rowland does things like that all the time. The servants arrived, sending the boys off to bed. Jonathan returned to his room, frowning thoughtfully. Trouble was brewing between Rowland and the boy, Alan. Ugh. My, throat's all weird now. Hold on.
This was a great day to try to read, wasn't it?
You know, I was actually fine earlier. I was even singing. So, I don't know why when I start recording and reading that my voice is like, nah, I don't want to.
It knows, because it knows.
Because it knows.
And it wants to make your life incredibly difficult.
Clearly. Alright, Okay, trouble was brewing between Rowland and the boy, Alan. But it didn't seem to be anything he could do to stop. His punishments didn't keep him from afternoon rides, so Rowland was with the boys at the swimming hole the next day. The weather was hot and damp. Most of the boys stripped down to their loincloths and left into the pool. Alana sat under a shady tree, looking wistfully at her friends. She would have loved to have joined them. Rowland planted himself in front of her. Too good for us, Master Alan. Afraid to get in the same water with us. Alana looked up. The others were suddenly quiet. Leave me alone, she snapped. Leave me alone, he mocked, swinging his hips. Too good to swim with us, Alan the snot. I don't like swimming. The others were watching her, wondering if she was a coward. He'll kill me, she thought. I'm just a girl and he'll kill me. Rowland grabbed her arm. Into the water, Paige. He gritted. We'll have some fun.
What if, and hear me out,
Uh-huh.
I pull him into the water and drown him?
I like that plan.
That's what she should have done.
Yes, you're correct. Yes, you are correct. Hold on. Helen grabbed her arm into the water. Paige, he gritted. We'll have some fun. Alana rammed herself into Rowland's stomach. The older boy yelped as he tumbled into the pool, hitting the water with a painful smack.
Loser.
Why? Why, Rowland? Cried Raoul. Let me help you up. Seizing one of Rowland's flaming arms, the bigger youth yanked Rowland's legs from under him. Rowland sank to the bottom with Raoul on the top. He struggled frantically, but Raoul was impossible to budge. Raoul's trying to drown him.
Raoul, my beloved.
We're here for it. We love to see it.
We do.
Lovely. I can either have my headphones really high up or off. And that's the only time both speakers work.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, you know.
That's not good.
I'll suffer. I mean, they've been like this since I bought them. So I don't know what's up with them. I think one of the wires is loose in there. Because the other day when I was listening to something, I was trying to fix the volume. And it did that. And as I'm pressing on the little volume wheel, it was working with both speakers. But when I took my finger off the volume wheel, it would be like one was only working. So I think something's loose in there. Yeah.
That's never fun.
Alright, when Rowland finally surfaced, he was half blind and 3/4 drowned. He glared...
Only 3/4? A shame.
Damn. He glared he glared at the wickedly grinning Raoul. Malvin, Alana shouted. She was standing, her fist ready to side. I don't like... her fist tight at her sides. Wow, I, skipped over that sentence in my head, real bad. Okay. I don't like to swim. Don't try to get me in the water again. And don't order me around either. Next time you try it, I'll break your face. Do you hear me? Jonathan put a hand on Rowland's shoulder. You heard Alan, the prince whispered. Don't forget. He shoved Rowland under the water again. Alana returned to her seat. Rowland wouldn't forget this, but there was no sense in worrying about the trouble until it happened.
I love her.
Picture visual novel at the top, or Rowland will remember this.
Stop.
Alright. Alright, this evening she was serving Sir Miles when Rowland passed her. Under the noise of serving, he whispered, "Part payment, snot," and pinched her viciously. Alana dropped the plate she was holding, biting back a yellow plane. She cleaned up the mess, blinking away tears of rage, knowing she would catch it later from Duke Gareth. Everyone slips, Miles told her kindly. Alan, I feel a little weird. Would you be so good as to escort me to my chambers after the king rises? She nodded, puzzled. Miles had been drinking lightly this evening. Unless he was drunk, he never asked her to walk him to his rooms. As she suspected, Miles didn't need assistance. Once at his room, however, he stopped her as he turned to go. A moment, Alan, if you please. Alana took the seat he pointed to, wondering what he wanted. The knight lit a little branch of candles and put it on. I cannot read right now. My brain is just no, words are bad.
Words are illegal now.
Talk a little bit so I can get some water and breathe.
What?
Talk so I can get some water and breathe.
Oh, okay. So I accidentally made the lines a little bit too thick on this drawing, and it is really starting to, actually annoy me. Even though it looks fine visually, it's thicker than what the last set of drawing had for their lines. So now I'm, mildly annoyed. Because, visually, it doesn't look bad, but, compared to the other one, it looks different. And that's an issue for me, even though it shouldn't be. But I used the same brush, but because the image itself is bigger, I couldn't differentiate, how big the lines were supposed to be. So basically, I just messed them up.
Well then.
But this is fine.
You poor dear. Alright. Now my throat's scratchy. Lovely. Alright,
Sounds fantastic.
Alright, Alana took the seat he pointed to, wondering what he wanted. The knight lit a branch of candles and put it on the table between her chair and his. He poured himself a glass of brandy, nodding to a bowl of fruit. Help yourself. I'll try not to keep you from your dinner too long. Thank you, sir. Alana took an orange and began peeling it. Young Rowland is picking on you, isn't he? Alana froze. I don't know what you mean, sir. Don't be coy, Alan. Sir? Question mark? I don't hide something we're both aware of. I see much of what's going on here. Darn. It's one reason I drink so much. No, don't blame your drinking problem on children bullying each other, Miles. We know better.
Or do. But blame them only on that one guy.
Oh. Alright. And I see Rowland bullying you when you're alone or with the younger boys. Alana shrugged. I'm not a crybaby or a tattletale. Do you think you'll lose the other boys' respect if you say anything? Prince Jonathan would be the first to take your side. Alana felt very uncomfortable. I have to handle this myself. Miles shook his head. What are you trying to prove? He asked. She refused to answer it. He went on bitterly. I truly love our code of chivalry. We are taught that noblemen must take everything and say nothing. Noblemen must stand alone. Well, we're men, and men aren't born to stand alone. Nobles are, Alana replied. Or they have to. Isn't that the same thing? Miles shook his head. No, it isn't. He sighed. You'll have to fight him in the end. I know, sir. Alan, he's taller and heavier than you. He'll kill you. Alana put her orange aside. I'll fight him till he lets me alone or till I get big enough to beat him. I can't let him walk all over me, Sir Miles. She stopped herself. She almost admitted she was a girl. She rushed on. When you're little, like me, you're either quiet, or you either quit and get picked on all the time, or you stick it out. And I'll have to stick it out. Miles made right? Miles made a face.
I love her.
Run along to your supper. Or she got up to go. Alan? Sir? If you have to hit low. She grinned and bowed.
I love her.
Thanks, Sir Miles. I'll keep that in mind. That's Sir Miles telling her to hit low, by the way.
I am aware.
It's so
but
good.
I loved all of that.
Right? Do you see why I love Alana? Do you see why I love her so much?
Yes. That was very good.
Yeah, I'm yawning again. Goodness. I'm not even tired. I slept until 11 this morning.
I don't know, man.
You don't know, man?
Your body just went, we're gonna be sleepy.
Yeah. It's just what happens.
It is.
Alright, trouble came the next day in the stables. Alana was there grooming Chubby, and the others were gone. Ooh, excuse me. I just burped a little bit.
Oh no.
My caption got that way wrong.
Oh?
It said pooped a little bit instead of burped a little bit.
Oh. No.
Oh, that's awful.
Caption. That is not good.
Yawning again. Alright, trouble came the next day in the stables. Alana was there grooming Chubby, and the others were gone. She was dreaming of the horse she would someday own when she heard the stall door creak. An ugly sneer twisted Rowland's face. I suppose you think our talk yesterday was the last one. Alana was shaking with nervous energy. No, she said flatly. Rowland swaggered around her, eyeing her stocky form. You're too big.
Swag.
Stop.
Sorry.
You're too big for your breeches. You aren't so much when you don't have Raoul or Gary to hide behind, are you? She clenched her fist. I don't hide behind anyone, she retorted. And I don't have to pick on someone littler than me to prove that I'm a man, or to prove what a man I am either.
Anyways, I love her.
Anyway, icon. He grabbed her shoulder, shaking her hard. I won't take that from you, dunghill trash. She hit low and hard. Roland doubled over, clenching his lower belly. She waited, legs braced, fist ready. Take it back, or off your mouth with dung since you like it so much. Mercifully, no one saw her when she returned. Alana closed the door and bolted, keeping her head down. Corab had her bath waiting. Mother of darkness, he whispered when he saw her. What happened? She glanced in the mirror. Her uniform was a bloody, dirty mess. I fell down. Coram forced her to look up at him. She flinched and wiped her face with a wet cloth. She flinched and he wiped her face with a wet cloth. His calloused hands were surprisingly gentle. You lying. It's lying, yeah. You were in a fight. I said I fell down. And she gasped as she touched her eye. She gasped as he touched her eye. Wow, my brain just can't read today.
I am starting to realize this.
Yes. The ground bloodied your nose, split your lip, and punched you in the eye all at once. Would you prefer to say it was your pony? To be fair, it doesn't help that now I'm reading Coram's lines.
Yay.
And he has the accent, which is very much not an easy thing to read. Who is messaging? Why do I still have the Billy picture up?
That is a good question.
Oh, it's in the Pokemon chat.
Good.
impatient
What?
child.
What?
Leo's calling you impatient. Wait, no. Or calling Val impatient, I think. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
Alright. Alright, the others didn't say you were hurt, so you must have fallen in the stables. I don't want to talk about it, she said coldly. He grinned. I'm off to fetch some raw meat for your eye, where the ground hit you. I'll tell the lad you're ill. He clapped her on the shoulder and added gruffly, You're a plucky lass. I'm proud of you.
Oh.
And I think it's time I gave you a bit of help. She lay down after that. Tears forced themselves from her eyes. This wouldn't have happened to a real boy. Someone tapped on... Actually, it would have. Because you really think if Tom was in this situation, he wouldn't have also just gotten his ass beat?
You're not wrong.
Like, at least you can fend for yourself. Your brother would be dead right now.
Correct.
And he is the same size as you right now, Lana. Oh. Alright, someone tapped on the door. Alan, it's Raoul. Coram says you're sick. What's wrong? Nothing. Can I come in? No, go away. Alan, it's Alex. What's the matter? There's nothing the matter, Shield. Just leave me alone. Brief silence.
I love it.
Alan opened the door. This was the prince, and he was giving an order. Also, John, that's rude. If someone's sick, and they want you to leave them alone, leave them the fuck alone. Like I said, John is trying his best, but he's a moron.
Correct. But we love him anyway.
All her friends were standing outside. She looked at the floor. I'm sorry, I yelled. It's just the heat, I guess. Look at me, Jonathan commanded. That she would not do. Oh. He put cool fingers beneath her chin and lifted her face. She gave him look for look with her good eye, ignoring the gasps and murmurs of pity. What happened? The prince asked firmly. I fell down, Highness, in the stables. Now they all knew what a weakling she was. Jonathan let her go. I'll make your excuses to Uncle Gareth. We'll bring you something to eat later. Thank you, she whispered. I'm not hungry. Here, lads, what's this? Coram said, returning with a slice of raw meat. Alan had a bit of an accident, that's all. You best be getting to the tables. His Majesty's about to start. The others hurried away. Jonathan hesitated. I'll be back, he told Coram. The man bowed. Very good, Your Highness.
I love them all.
I'm glad.
That is it.
I'm glad. You're not gonna like two of them by the end of this. Well, I think I've told you about Alex. And then we've discussed Jonathan very briefly there, but Jonathan's an idiot.
Yeah. How does one draw?
I don't know, you're the artist, you tell me. You saw my ability to art.
You see, that's very funny, actually, because I can't draw this.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
You have not even seen it.
Yeah, but I've seen you do art before, and I know you're doing good. I also know you're sitting, most likely cross-legged in your bed, hunched over, as you do it.
That was way too painful. Never say that again. Because I happen to be doing that exact thing.
Bird, how many times have I looked over and you were just exactly like that? Like, you act like we didn't share a room for years.
Literally, I'm sitting cross-legged, hunched over on my bed as we speak, trying to get this one line to work.
Your phone or tablet in your hand with your little stylus. Laptop is in front of you. You have a bottle of water somewhere near you. And probably food or an empty container next to you as well.
Stop. Please. It's because not a single bit of that was wrong. Not even one.
I'm I've shared a room with you since you were 2. I know how you are.
So hard my sides hurt.
I'm highlighting that, I think. Or clipping that, or whatever the terminology is. I'm so out of date with all this. It's getting clipped. I'm sorry. It's so getting clipped when this is done. I'm not doing it right now. Because...
That is fair. Oh. You were so spot on. No, because you don't understand. Okay, I do have my laptop directly in front of me, opened just slightly too wide. My water bottle directly next to me. I have a slice of cake also next to me. I am on my bed in this hunched over cross-legged position that I always am when I draw. Just like trying to get this one line right and zooming in aggressively on my phone. Like it physically hurt to hear you say that.
I'm in a different state and I just know.
You know me too well, like literally too well, like please stop.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, that hurt. That was a call out.
Yes, it was.
I am not going to change my position whatsoever, though.
No, that's how you're comfortable, and I don't expect you to. Oh.
I accidentally made the bonnet more cat-like, even though I didn't end up making the Shuppet cat-like.
I mean, it works.
Bonnet just gives the same vibes as a cat.
It does. It really, really does.
I gave it like a little like cat mouth, you know?
Mm-hmm. I made my Oshawott fat.
I noticed. It was very good. And you gave it a different colored shell.
I did. Oh, well, its whole thing is slightly different colored. It just didn't show up as well as I thought it would. It's supposed to be slightly green tinged, as if he's been in chlorinated water.
Oh, I love him.
They.
Oh, well, I love they.
I'm using the complete wrong pronoun because it's a female Pokemon.
Oh.
It's a female Pokemon that refuses to respond to anything other than they them terms.
And as they should.
Yes. It's fine. My Eevee is called Baby because he refuses to respond to anything else now.
Not even any gendered pronouns, just baby.
Yeah, he's Baby. Or the occasional good boy.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun writing those.
Honestly, they're very cute. They're all very cute.
Yes.
I am currently working on my own.
Yes.
And I hate drawing Pokemon because I absolutely suck.
Me too.
At drawing anything other than humans.
I can't draw humans. I can do landscapes, kind of.
I like your landscapes.
Thank
and your
you.
humans aren't bad.
They are not good either, though. I'm rather mediocre.
But at least it's better than bad.
This is true. This is true. Actually, since I mentioned it, I should show the fat Oshawott. I really should just show the fat Oshawott on stream so everyone can see. Though I'm pretty sure everyone who's going to watch this has seen my fat Oshawott. But this is him. This
is probably true.
Or they. This is they. This is Oats. Yeah, like you can't tell at all that they're slightly green tinged, but they're slightly green tinged from chlorine. But yes, my fat Oshawott. All right.
Oh wait.
What?
Shoot. I just realized something. Time-wise, I don't remember when Mother left, therefore I don't remember if she had the time to feed the cats.
Walk out there, and if they scream at you...
Yeah, I'll be back. I probably have to go feed the cats.
Alright,
I will return.
I'm gonna read while you're gone. Because I can actually get reading done.
Yeah, just keep reading. I'll pop in and comment the moment I'm back about something incredibly stupid.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye! Alright, where were we? Alright. That night, the Pages ate in silence. After dinner, Jonathan and his friend went to Gary's room. It was Rowland, Raoul burst out when they were alone. He didn't like what happened yesterday, Francis pointed out. It's time we dealt with him, Alex added in his soft voice. He forgets his place. I'll teach it to him, Raoul growled. He forgot the lesson you taught him yesterday, Gary reminded him. Raoul smiled coldly. This time I'll make sure he knows what the lesson's about. You're forgetting something. They all looked at Jonathan. Alan won't admit Rowland hit him. He wants to fight Rowland himself. He can't, Raoul protested. He's just a little guy. Damn, it's a shame no one's here for that line. Why are people yelling in chat? Oh, that's why people are yelling in chat. Okay, that's fine. He's just a little guy and he doesn't know how to fight. He's got courage, Alex said. Courage, Raoul bellowed. That coward almost kills him and... Hush, Jonathan ordered. Listen, we must be sure. Gary, see if anyone at the stables knows what happened. Perhaps Alan will tell you something. And remember, we have to do it his way. He'd be ashamed if he thought we were fighting his battles. The others nodded in agreement, and the group split up. How do you feel? The prince asked. Alana struggled to sit up. Miserable, Highness, she admitted. Poor little man. And he really whipped you, didn't he? Nobody whipped me. I fell. He grinned. Deny it all you want. We both know you had a fight with Rowland and you lost. She stuck her chin out stubbornly. I fell, Your Highness. Jonathan patted her shoulder. You're plucked to be the backbone, young Turband. Get some sleep. Oh, you're plucked to the backbone, young Turband. Get some sleep. Okay. I know how to read. It's fine. Gary found Stefan immediately. The holster nodded to the young nobleman as the holster nodded as the young nobleman climbed into his hayloft. I thought perhaps when you would be coming around. What lie is Master Allen telling? Gary made a face. He says he fell down. Stefan spat. Oh, he fell. Oh, of course Master Allen helped him fall several times. Poor little tyke. Didn't have a chance. He chuckled. But he got Master Allen good in the nuts. To start. Why didn't you stop him? Gary wanted to know. Stefan shook his head. It's the rules. We don't mess in the nobles' fights. But I'll say this. If Rowland ever comes back to the city with a full purse, George will have all our ears. George likes Master Allen. Let George do what he wants. Then Gary frowned. What do you mean, he'll have your ears? Stefan's eyes were calm. George has a collection. One slip and he warns you. 2 and he takes an ear for his collection. 3 mistakes. Stefan shrugs. He takes the other ear and all that's attached. George likes things done right. I have a cat next to me. Hello, Chance. Hi, baby boy. Hi. Chance says hello to everyone. Oh, I got someone messaging me. That's just Pokemon chat going off again. It's been going off all day. That's good. Alright. That afternoon, Raoul beat Rowland thoroughly. Raoul broke the code and informed... That afternoon, Raoul beat Rowland thoroughly. Rowland broke the code and informed Duke Gareth. From then on, Jonathan's friends left any room Rowland entered. Raoul watched Rowland all the time and just waiting for his chance. Rowland couldn't take revenge on Raoul or Gary or the prince. Instead, he found an easier victim. You told your friends, he hissed, and then caught Alana in the library alone one day. He blocked her other eye and split her lip again. 4 days later, he caught her once more. This time, Alana used a few tricks Quorum had taught her. She bloodied Rowland's nose. Rowland broke her arm. Each talk she had with Duke Gareth was worse than the last. Once again she faced him, this time with one arm in a sling. I fell down, Your Grace, she said, her face straight. It's Maestro's boy. Can't you think of a better excuse? She scuffed a foot. This one works so well, sir. And it has tradition behind it. Love her. Gareth scowled at her. It certainly does. I've heard it from every page who's been fighting that I've ever trained, with few exceptions. Well, sir, you don't believe me, and I know you don't believe me, but pride is satisfied all around, your grace. The Duke had to hide a smile. We're pert, Alan of Turbond. An extra hour of mathematics for you for the next 5 weeks. You may go. Alana was opening the door when he added, I wish you would thrash him. He deserves it. Even the adults don't like Rowland. I've lost my place. Ah, there you go. She looked back at him. I will one day, sir. I'm getting tired of falling down. While Alana talked to Duke Gareth, Stefan came to the practice courts in search of the master who was teaching the boys hand-to-hand combat. After Stefan lured the teacher away, Jonathan and his friends surrounded Rowland. He saw Raoul adjusting the padded gloves on his big hands and began to sweat. Jonathan spoke in an icy voice. You were warned, Malvin. And you are no gentleman, you are a dog, and you shall be thrashed like one. Gary held Rowland. Raoul administered the beating, his face impossible to read. When the boys' teacher returned from his wild goose chase, he found his students practicing wrestling. Rowland, they said, was sick and had gone to his room. After that, Rowland kept to small bits of nastiness, knowing Alana would never complain to anyone. If she had gone swimming, the others would have seen the many bruises on her body. As it was, she said nothing and continued to study with Cora. She lived with Rowland's tormenting and spent her free time wrestling and boxing. She fell asleep the moment she rolled into bed, only to rise at dawn to practice some more. She was determined to beat Raoul. Rowland, gosh, I'm just real bad with reading today. Just real bad with reading. Something is just going off. Oh, people are doing things. Okay, that's fine. All right. Where was I? Oh, she was determined to beat Rowland. It would mean that she had finally earned her place among the boys. It would mean that she could do anything larger and stronger Mills could. But her splintered arm turned into an advantage. Normally, she was right-handed. Now, Alana had to depend on her left hand for everything, and with her left hand, and she was the one she learned. Oh God! And with her left hand, and her left hand was the one she first learned to really fight with. There we go. She quickly saw that she could be twice as effective using both hands, and worked as hard as she could to develop her skill. In mid-October, the palace healers removed the splint, and were surprised that her arm healed so quickly. They said nothing. Oh, if they were surprised that her arm healed so quickly, they said nothing. I'm skipping words again, it's fine. Impatient to get Rowland, Alana used her gift to help mend her broken bone. In bed the night the splints was taken off, she waited to hear Coram snores before getting up. Quickly, she put on dark clothes and picked up her boots. She crept through Coram's room, trying not to make a sound. Oh man, my throat really doesn't like me reading today. Alright. She crept through Coram's room, trying not to make a sound. Hi, Chance. He's rubbing his head against my backpack. It's really cute. He's a sweet boy. Alright, where was I? I got distracted by a cat now. Try not to make a sound. Okay, when she got to the door, Coram sighed. Now what are you up to? Alana froze. Go back to sleep. Where you going? She could see him sitting up in the dim light of the window. If Duke Gareth asks, you won't be lying when you say you don't know, she pointed out. Coram made a resigned noise. Lass, it's restriction to the palace if you're caught. I know. All right then, I won't bolt the door. He lay back down and immediately went back to sleep. It was easy to slip out of the palace and onto the road to the city. Alana set off set off at a jog trot, wishing she was riding Chubby. Still, well, she knew she couldn't have ridden out of the palace without being spotted. The dancing dove was bustling. She could barely see through all the smoke-filled air, and the noise of the thieves and their ladies having fun was deafening. For a moment, she wanted to turn and run, but Rowland was waiting back at home. Better to face George's friends, who were honest villains, than Rowland, than the sneak. But how was she going to find George in this mess? A tall, chesty redhead stopped and looked Alana over. Planting her hands firmly on her hips, the redhead drawled, "A bit young for this place, aren't you, Sonny?" Her husky voice was teasing, but there was kindness in the lady's large brown eyes. "I'm looking for George," Alana replied. "He said I can find him here." The woman made a face. "Did he? That sounds like him, telling a bit of a boy to come to the place at night." "I don't think he expected me to come at night," Alana said. "Always fair." "Wait," the woman ordered. She vanished into the crowded room and turned within minutes. Gosh. "Come on, then, and have an eye on your purse." "I didn't bring one," Alana yelled above the dimness as she followed the redhead. "Here you be." The woman shoved Alana into the clear space before the fire. A table had been set beside the hearth, and George sat at its head. Gathered around him were men and women who eyed Alana curiously. George had an odd expression on his eyes as he looked her over. Finally he spoke. "Alan, this is Rispah. I'm going to mispronounce this, but Rispah? Rispah? I'm gonna go with Rispah." Captioning can't even get it. The queen of the ladies who follow the rogue. "Alan's a friend of mine. From the country." Rispah gave a crooked grin. "I'm sure he is." Raising her voice, she called, "Solomon, you old dotard, bring lemonade for the boy. Can't you see he's parched?" She looked at Alana. "Unless you want something stronger, youngling." Alana turned bright red. No, thank you." Rispah went back to her friends. Alana remained standing. Why was George looking at her so strangely? At last the man said, "I hear you're having trouble with Melvin." "That's one way of putting it," she agreed. I shouldn't have come, she thought. Solomon appeared with a tankard of lemonade. "Welcome back, Master Alan." He smiled. "I see your arm be healed." "Good as new, thanks, Solomon." She accepted the tankard and looked at George. "May I?" "Of course, sit down." Alana clenched one hand behind her back. Here came the hard part. "Actually, can we go talk alone?" She drew a deep breath. Asking for things was not easy. I need a favor." George stood grim-faced. "We'll go to my chambers." He put an arm around her shoulders and added, "Solemn, we're not to be disturbed." The innkeeper nodded. "As you say, Majesty." George climbed the narrow staircase leading upstairs, Alana following. "They call you Majesty?" she asked, shocked. "Why not? I'm king here. More king than the man who sits on top of the big hill. My people wouldn't give him a word in passing, but they follow my slightest wish." "I suppose," she said doubtfully. George unlocked the sturdy door. "You're careless, young Alan, but you're polite." "You're gonna knock my screen over, sir. Please stop doing that." "No, you're too far to pet now." Chance is a very cute cat. He kind of knows it, I think. He inspected each corner of his 2 rooms before waving her inside. "Sit." He lit a branch of candles from the torch in the hall before closing the door. Alana looked around at the plain wood furnishing, noting how neat and clean the room was. She also noticed that the candlestick George placed on the table was silver, while the frame in the mirror hanging on his bedroom door was wrought gold. Alright, the thief settled his length into one of the chairs by the table, while Alana took the other. "Why am I careless?" she wanted to know. "I made sure no one saw me leave the palace." The funny look was still on George's eyes. "You not sound convinced. A favor, you say?" What's it to be? A cutting throat? Some of my bully boys taking Rylan into an alley for a chat. Alana stood, shoving her chair from the table. Hey, well, fellow, if that's what you think I want, I'm off. She snapped. I thought. She bit a trembling lip. How could he think she would make such a disgraceful request? Easy, lad. Here, he picked up the chair and pressed her back into it. I misjudged you. Forgive me. I've known many nobles who take advantage. How was I to know you're not one of them? Alana frowned, puzzled. Do you mean nobles who take... What do you mean, nobles who take advantage? I need to slow down. I'm so used to just, reading so fast. George sighed and sat down. I've known nobles who thought I should be grateful for their friendship, grateful enough to do them all sorts of favors. They want to keep a thief, not a friend. I thought at first that's what you came here for. Now I see you're here as a friend, asking a friend's help. If it isn't a beating for Alan, then what do you want? It's a beating he needs. That's what I want, but I want to be the one
I have returned.
Ah! How's it going?
I can't draw still, but the cats are fed.
That's good. You've missed Stefan saying that George has a collection of ears. My favorite scene of this book of Alana with a broken arm standing in front of Duke Gareth going, I fell down, your grace. And now she's at George's place asking him for help.
We love to see it.
We do.
Love to see it.
Hi, Felix. Chance has been being adorable and rubbing up against my backpack, my shoes, the stool I have the screen on.
Give them both pets.
They're getting love. Felix just emerged from under the bed.
Oh,
so
baby.
He's adorable and we love him.
Baby.
They're adorable.
Yes.
Alright, Alright, it isn't a beaten for Rowland that you want. It's a beaten he needs. That's what I want, she said grimly, but I want to be the one to beat him. Better and better. Why do you come to me then? She stares at her hand. Corum's been teaching me boxing and wrestling, but Rowland already knows those things. He's a squire. I hope you might know some hand fighting that they don't teach us at the palace. George thought about this. Haven't they a Shang master up there? The Shang knows more tricks than anyone can hope to learn, unless you started as young as they do. Alana shook her head. Last Shang master left a few days before I arrived. Sir Miles says they don't like to settle down. George nodded. He's right. They wander from the day they leave the Shang till the day they die. Particular folk, Shang warriors. So, he leaned back, watching her. What do you think I can teach you better than a man who'd cut his... I'm sorry, sir, that's rude. No, you can't come up here.
Which one?
Felix. He's trying to come up here via the way where all my electronics are, instead of the side that's just blankets.
Well, maybe that's how he wants to be.
Oh, I know, because that's always how he does it, but the issue is when he does that, he messes up things.
Well, maybe he wants to mess up things.
Oh, I'd rather he didn't.
Well, he'd rather he did.
Well, he can suffer. How about that?
Are you really gonna make a poor defenseless cat suffer?
He's not really suffering, let's be honest here. He's right now sitting next to his brother getting groomed by his brother.
Are you really gonna make a poor defenseless cat suffer?
Felix has never suffered a day in his life. Let him be.
You're not wrong.
Where was I? Okay. Why do you think I can teach you better than a man who cut his eye teeth on a sword? But that's it. Corum's a swordsman. I bet you win your fights barehanded or with a knife. George grinned. You're right at that. He stood, removing his vest and boots. Take off your cloak, then your shoes. First lesson starts now.
Yes. We love to see it.
We do. For weeks, Alana worked with Coram and George. She began to surprise her master with her ability to keep going with the bigger boys were exhausted. Alana silence bothered Rowland, but he never realized what she planned for him. He continued to pester her when he got the chance, and when a chance didn't turn up, he made his opportunities. Alana said nothing. She knew the older boys suspected the feud was still going on, but this was her fight. She would show everyone, including the part of her that was always wondering if she was good as any boy in the palace. Shortly before Midwinter Festival in December, Alana was relaxing with George after a lesson, and the thief pushed a tankard of ale up to her. Drink up, he ordered. Are you all wait until... God, what are you... Yes, you're cute. I do see you there, but you're very distracting. I love them, but they make it even harder to read. Yes, you're cute. Yes, you're adorable. No, I'm not standing up, which I know is what you're trying to get me to do, I think. He, keeps going just far enough out of my reach and then looking at me. And the thing is...
I want you to stand.
Because he wants to sit in my spot.
No. I love him.
He's a silly boy. Alright, okay. Drink up, he ordered. Are you wait until you're a man growed before you give Malin what's coming to him? Until now, George had never let her have anything but lemonade. You think I'm ready? She asked in a very small voice. Not my opinion that matters. The only way you'll win is if you think you're ready. She saw what he meant. Smiling grimly, she raised her tankard to him and drank the ale down. The next day, all the boys were exercising in the indoor practice courts. Alana watched Rowland all afternoon. She waited for her chance. She was scared. Her face felt hot. Her hands shook. If she failed, she would leave court. She wouldn't be a knight if Rowland continued to... she couldn't be a knight if Rowland continued to beat on her. And today was her day. She never felt so strong and so prepared. The teachers left. Rowland was in the corner, punching a straw dummy. Alana drew a deep breath and walked into the center of the floor. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick.
Hydration. Very important.
The issue with having a microphone directly next to my face is every breath I have to take and every time I drink water, I can hear it on the recording. And I really can't stop the breathing because I need to breathe in the middle of talking a lot. But, I have to turn off the microphone when I drink water.
No, what do you mean? You can simply stop breathing.
Yes. Perfect. No more lungs required. No, I was re-listening to the last session, and I was eating in the last session, and I will never be doing that again because I grossed myself out with that.
Oh.
And normally I don't care if people are eating, but there's something about me trying to eat bread while reading that was just not... It was just not...
Because it doesn't pick up to me on the Discord.
No, Discord thankfully doesn't. So yeah, Discord for some reason doesn't pick up the noises of my breaths or the drinking or the eating, but Twitch does. And so it shows up when it's recording, and I'm just no thank you.
That's fair.
Yeah. Ugh. Felix, sir. You're very cute. Please do not walk into my cords.
He's perfect.
They're both just sitting here staring at me. I don't know what you want. You guys are welcome up here. No one said you're not welcome up here. You just can't go on the electronic side. He walked away. He walked away.
He's mad.
He's rubbing his face on my backpack now.
You have to let him be on the electronic.
No, I'd actually rather he didn't, because he will mess them up.
And they're his now.
Oh, did you sneeze and startle yourself? When he sneezed, and then he turned around as if he heard a noise, but that was just him sneezing.
He's perfect.
You are a silly little cat. Alright, Okay, taking a deep breath. She announced clearly, Rowland of Malvin, and has backers and thieves for ancestors. Excuse me, George, she added silently. No, I think he'd love that, actually.
We love to see it.
George's ancestor is Becca, and we'll get to her books, but I love her from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, we'll get to her. He's the son of a lizard and a demon. He has all the honor of a weasel. He can't even fight in the open like a man and a noble. He picks his fights in back hall so no one can see him cheat. The boys were open-mouthed with surprise. Suddenly, Gary beat on John's shoulder, grinning savagely. I knew it, he whispered. I knew he'd do it. Rowland was staring at Alana, gasping for words. What did you say? He finally squeaked. Liar, sneak, coward, bully. She threw words at him. You disgrace your name. Do you want me to write it down for you? Oh, I forgot. You can't read neither.
Alana, my absolutely beloved.
I love her so much. Shut up, Rowland screamed, his eyes bulging. You pig. You weren't so brave if your friends weren't here to do your fighting. I fight my own battles, she snapped. I want satisfaction from all I've taken from you. They're my witnesses. Rowland looked at the others. They won't step in no matter what, he asked shyly. Oh, I should add that after he broke her arm, the older boys got one of the teachers to leave the room. They surrounded him and beat the shit out of him.
As they should.
I think specifically the scene was Gary and Alex holding Rowland while Raoul literally just beat the shit out of him. So when he's like, they're not gonna step in, right? It's because he's terrified of them. Rightfully.
He should be.
Alright, they won't, I swear on my honor as a gentleman. You better swear by something else, though. You don't have any honor. She slapped him with all her strength and ducked. Rowland swung at her, missed, and Alana came up under his swing to ram him in the chest. He yelped and grabbed her hair. She punched him twice in the stomach, hard, ignoring the pain as some of her hair came out of her scalp. Rowland seized her throat, choking her. She shoved her thumb into his eye, stamping hard on one of his feet at the same time. Rowland screamed in pain, breaking away. They circled each other carefully. Now Rowland knew something had changed since the last time they fought. He was sweating heavily as he charged. Alana lunged forward, thrusting her hips between Rowland's legs. He stumbled. She helped him fall by throwing him over her hip. Quickly, she knelt on his back, knowing better than to let him up. Twisting his arm behind her with one hand, she used her other hand to pull his head up by the hair. Give up? She panted. Rowland gasped, nodding. She stood up, and he leapt at her, landing a wild punch on her cheek. Thanks to the dishonorable George / positive.
Yes.
Alana was ready for this. She slammed a fist up under his stomach again, knocking the breath from his body. Swiftly, she broke his nose with her other hand. Rowland collapsed, crying like a small child. Alana stood back, heaving as she fought for her breath. She wiped sweat from her eyes. Never touch me again if you do. I swear by Mithros and the goddess, I will kill you. Rowland lay there, still crying. Alana turned to her friends. Let's go wash. Rowland called out, Island of Turbond. Alana turned to look back. Her enemy was on his feet. He was bloody mess with crazy eyes. I'll make you pay for this, he screamed. Just wait. You'll be sorry. Raoul clapped Alana on the back. Come on. It's getting windy in here.
Yes. Oh, I love them.
I love them. Hello? You coming back to join me? No?
Which boy?
Felix. He looked at the bed and then walked away. They're silly. Alright. Alright. Miles found her alone in her room, sitting in the dark. You weren't at dinner tonight, the knight commented. Alana blinked at him with surprise as he lit a candle. Rowland of Malvern has left court, Miles went on, sitting in her only chair. Your soror Coram is bragging to his fellow guardsmen that he knew you could do it all along. The other boys want to celebrate. They think you're a hero. Isn't that what you wanted? She splashed cold water on her face. Is it? I don't know. She rubbed her face dry and looked at him. I threw up after, she confessed. I hate myself. Just knew more. I just knew more than Rowland did. And he always loses his temper when he fights. I took advantage of that. I'm as bad as he was. I doubt Rowland ever threw up after he beat someone smaller and younger than he was. Alana frowned. You think so? I'm sure of it. Miles nodded. Alan, there will come a time when you, a knight, will have to fight someone less well-trained than you. It can't be helped, and it doesn't make you a bully. It just means you learn to use your skills wisely. Alana thought about this. At last she sighed and shook her head. It was too much just then. Miles ruffled her hair. So now that you've proven that you're a warrior to the whole palace, surely you want to celebrate. Alana made a face. No matter what Miles said, that she had used fancy tricks to beat Rowland, and that was all. Well, she was still a girl masquerading as a boy, and sometimes she doubted that she would ever believe herself to be as good as the stupidest, clumsiest male. Alana has imposter syndrome, like just straight up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a lot of it. Like a lot of it.
Like, just straight up, she has imposter syndrome. Like, I'll never be good. I've never done anything great in my life, and everyone's like, you literally have done amazing feats. Like, I think at the end of the book, she goes and literally finds this fantastical item that's, like, it's called the Dominion Jewel. And it gives the wielder, normally the ruler of the land, literal power over the land itself. You'll see it used a couple of times by John in the books when he absolutely desperately needs to, and I think Fayette uses it once as well. But Alana has to fight a god for it and wins, and she's still like, I have done nothing. She becomes King's champion, and John's like, literally, they cannot say anything about you being a girl because you literally got the Dominion and Jewel. And she's like, they're still not gonna like it, and he's like, it doesn't matter. I don't deserve it. Everyone's like, Alana, shut up. I think it really isn't until the series after Alana's where you're not seeing her as a main focus, where she seems to be doing better. But even then, like, you don't know her actual thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Your art's so cute. Oh, may I show this?
Sure.
Yes. That's the Shuppet. And that's the Bonnet.
I love them very much.
They're so fucking cute. Oh my gosh. I love them.
I was allowed to edit Pokemon for this, and my first idea was for these two was, what if I just made them look same, but slightly, like, more patchy?
No, it's fine. I want to eventually give a Pokemon Paris's markings. Because I love his little markings. He just has that little white mark that goes up his nose. It's so cute.
It, like, completely missed his actual nose and just went up the entire
bridge. It's
bridge.
so cute. Do I have a good picture I can show on screen? Oh my gosh, I love this
Paris.
cat. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Look at my boy. Look at him and his little markings.
Paris is perfect.
Right? He's so cute. There's nothing going on behind those eyes.
There really isn't.
He's such a silly little man. He is. We do love him. I gotta watch his bedding tomorrow. Yeah, he's furry. He gets fur everywhere.
Yeah. He does do that.
He does.
Oh my goodness, because I've been drawing, my phone is at 20%.
Oof. Go put that on a charger, kiddo.
Yes, the Gengar will have to wait.
It will. Okay, the door opened. Sir Miles, you beat me here. It was Prince Jonathan. How's Alan? Miles stood. I think he's tired. Alan, I'm going, but I wish you'd think about the things I said. I always think about the things you tell me, she admitted. She gave him her hand. Thanks, Sir Miles. The knight bowed to Jonathan and left. The prince looked at Alana. What was that about? Alana shrugged. I think we were talking about what makes a bully. Bully fights people littler and weaker than he is because he thinks it's fun. Jonathan said flatly. Did you enjoy fighting Rowland? We'll forget for now that he's older than you are and a squire. When we were actually fighting, maybe, she replied slowly. After, no. You won't find anyone smaller than you are, so you can't beat on them, the older boy said practically. And after day, we're all going to think twice about whether you're the weakest. Look, young Turbon. John, you're only like a year or two older than this dude. This is, like a 13-year-old looking at an 11-year-old going, young Turbon, as if John isn't the youngest of his friend group other than Alan.
Let him believe. Let him believe.
Yeah, John is the youngest of his friend group other than Alana. And one of his friend group is technically his cousin. I forget how, but I do know that Gary and John are cousins. I want to say it's by John's mom. Because later on you'll meet a relative of John's from his father's side, and Gary doesn't appear to have any relation to him as far as I can tell. Alright, where was I?
That is a good question.
Look, young Trebon, what did you think about studying to be a knight was about? Suddenly, Alana felt much better. Thanks, Highness, she grins. Thanks a lot. He put a hand on her shoulder. You may have noticed my friends call me Jonathan or John. Alana looked up at him, not sure what he was going on. Am I your friend, Highness? You literally hang out with him all the time.
Am I your friend? Are we besties?
Hangs around.
Hello?
Rebel's like, this is my child. Gary's like, I have taken charge of this child. And John's like, this is my friend. And Alana's like, do I have friends? Question mark. It's like most of the boys that you'll meet in the trading are like, yes, this is Alan. He is our small friend.
And we love to see
Alana's like, I have friends? Because even, like, you'll have the older boys, but even the younger boys that are Alana's age are like, yeah, this is Alan. He's our friend. What's up? And they're like, I think every time he does something cool, they're like, oh, look how cool he is. Like, they're never disparaging against him. Like, I think at one point I mentioned he gets to go on the trip with the older boys instead of the younger ones. And they're like, yeah, no, he's practically one of them. Let them go.
Okay, but like, in Alan's defense.
Oh yeah, no,
they've never really had friends before this.
This is true. But
so
also
they're probably a little confused.
Yeah. Am I your friend, Highness? I do believe you are, he told her quietly. I'd like you to be. He offered his hand. She took it. Then I am. Jonathan.
Oh, I love it.
Do we read another chapter?
Yes.
Cool.
Sure.
Chapter 4. Death in the Palace.
Oh.
Oh.
That's quite the title.
Yeah, actually get ready.
Who dies?
I've told you who dies.
Yeah, but I have an awful memory, so
Oh, then I'm not finishing. Then I'm not telling you.
No, you're telling me. I need to know beforehand.
Think on it.
It's somebody I'm attached to.
They've had 2 lines. Think about it.
Beth, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have been paying 0 attention as to who speaks.
Francis.
Okay, then I don't care.
Aww.
barely think about the character. Don't all me.
No, it's funny because the first time he's on the page, you're like him. I love him. He can't die.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, I don't care about him.
Well, because they didn't give him any more attention, so I already forgot why I liked him.
Yeah, well, he has a couple of lines earlier. I think you were gone for them where he was talking, but he's kind of like this quiet boy.
Dang it. They killed the cute one.
He was adorable, and you're just like, I want to like pinch his little cheeks. He's another one of Raoul's like children. So yeah,
Raoul lost a kid, I guess.
yeah, poor Raoul.
Sucks to be him.
I love this captioning. It picks up every other time I say Raoul, but this time it picked up Farrell or Pharrell instead of Raoul. Okay.
Yes. Feral.
He is kind of the most feral besides Alana.
Raoul? No. Feral.
It's like,
He's gonna go berserk.
oh my gosh, he's lovely. He is lovely. Ugh. Alright, Duke Gareth lecture the day after Alana fought Roland was long and impressive. He spoke to her about the duty one noble owes another noble, about keeping the peace on the palace grounds, and about people who become bullies. He informed her that fighting with hands was undignified pastime taken up by commoners, or an art practiced by Shang warriors, and that she was neither a commoner nor a Shang warrior.
Well,
She had to make a formal written apology to Rowland's father, and she was restricted to the palace for 2 months. Alana stood at attention listening. She loved the way the Duke talked. She knew that he was pleased. She knew that he was pleased, and that she had beaten Rowland, not angry. She also knew he could never tell her so, because she had broken the rules, and that she had to take her punishment without complaints, because she had known the rules when she broke them. Can I say, I love this parallel between Alana and Kel later in the books, where there's like a squad of bullies that Kel has to deal with, who don't only pick on her, but other boys. And Kel at first becomes a one-woman army against them, literally patrolling so they cannot bully other kids, right? And then eventually her friends slowly start to join her.
love that.
Yeah. Kel grew up in, oh, I forget the name of it, but it's essentially the equivalent to like Japan, and I forget. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
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 Welcome to reading on a live stream.
Book reading ASMR.
No,
It's not.
definitely not ASMR.
It is just book reading. It is not ASMR.
Book reading ASMR.
Nelly, not everything is ASMR.
I know.
It is if you're deaf
We
enough.
have an obsession.
But book reading ASMR.
No.
Okay, continue.
Actually, I'm vetoing that.
All right.
What?
What was I saying? Oh, I was saying Kel beats up people. That's what I was saying. Anyway.
I'm sorry. What? What did I miss?
A lot. You haven't been here for any of the book reading, have
Yeah.
Because the first part, I was traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Oh.
I wasn't able to.
I mean, the VODs exist.
Good
you?
point.
They
Good
do
point.
exist. You could just listen to those, though they get interrupted a lot.
Yeah, it's less book reading, more I'm trying to read a book and also talking to people at the same time. It's more entertaining than it is an audiobook.
Yeah, I like to interrupt. I like to add my 2 cents, which is starting to really add up to like 30 cents at this point.
It's good. No, because, like, I plan on doing this every Saturday. So, like, I don't expect people to listen to the whole thing unless they really want to. I really should go off on my own and record this as an audiobook.
No, you shouldn't.
No.
You should let us join. It's funner that way.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yes.
for the live streams, most definitely. I will continue doing them for the entire series, all 18 plus books.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Not that kind of
Oh,
18
okay.
plus. There is 18 books and counting in the series because a new series has started.
Oh my god.
Nelly.
I can't judge. I didn't realize there's like over 15 manga volumes I'm reading.
Oh, well, yeah. There is that.
Yeah. But hey, it's not words, it's just pictures.
That, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, because I
In my
can't
defense,
read
these books are for children.
Oh my god!
They're
They're
for children, but they're written like teen novels.
well,
Like,
they are teen novels. They're like the young adult
Yeah.
novels, but they're clearly for people like 12 to 13.
Yeah.
The thing is, if
like
it's a
Percy
book,
Jackson.
Yeah.
They're
If it's a-
not kids, but they're for kids.
if it's a book with words, I'm not willing to read it because
Yeah, I know.
too
That's
much word. Yeah.
a lot of people are like that. That's why I'm trying to read my favorite series out loud to you guys. Keyword, they're trying.
That's why I read manga and picture books and comics.
I'm only like that because I'm literally dyslexic. And
I'm
I
just too
also have
lazy.
ADHD. So the moment my dyslexia starts like affecting how I read,
Yeah.
I lose interest and put the book down.
Y'all can
I
pull
am-
my
and
books away
that
from my
is
cold
why
dead
I-
hands.
I'm so
That
sorry
is
to
why
be
I
off.
never finish books.
I'm sorry to be off topic, but I heard a Reddit on TikTok about this person making like a fantasy novel about her husband, like to see for her husband to read it, even though he doesn't know it's about himself. So she's
Aw.
basically writing how she's seeing him. And
Aww.
she's like she's gonna like write it she's gonna write it well enough for him to read because he has dyslexia, so he can like try read it. So she wrote it for him to read it and to see how she's seeing him. And after he finished, there's a small lock in a small like I think it's a book or pages to have a wedding ring.
Oh, that's
No,
adorable.
because that's so cute. No, because that's so cute. Stop.
Oh my gosh.
Stop. Why do I love that? Why do I love that?
Also,
That's
she said
perfect.
in the beginning of the Reddit that she reads books to him because like again dyslexia. But yeah.
Aw.
I'm gonna cry. That's you.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to reading now.
Yep.
Now that we've had our heartwarming moment, let's go back to the chapter where someone dies.
Yeah.
What?
Well, one mentioned character dies. A lot of other people die, and one mentioned character also almost dies but lives.
Homicide.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, unfortunately it's
Basically-
disease.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that makes it
sad.
even sadder.
This
Okay.
this whole chapter gets real sad.
See, I was not expecting some disease. I probably should because this is a medieval era book, but I wasn't expecting it.
Oh,
Now I'm
oh,
distraught.
oh! It's gonna become plot relevant for the rest of the series.
Great.
Yeah.
Like this is
Can't wait to
we're
cry.
about to get onto a key plot element. Actually, I think a couple of them, but you know. Anyway,
Yay.
Beth?
yes,
Beth?
that is my name.
If I start sobbing,
That's
I will
okay.
personally, like, before I move there, I will personally come all the way to your, crawl through your window,
Okay.
and punch you.
Wait, the window I'm staying in, or the window that Paris is staying in? Because Paris is in my
one
actual
Paris-
room.
The one where Paris is staying in, because I want to pet him first.
Okay.
And then I will
Cats
crawl
spell
all the way up.
priority.
And I will crawl all the way up to your room, the one where you're staying in, and hurt you. You'll get punched a lot.
Okay. Alright, Alana's world was governed by rules, with rules to cover every situation. Fighting a noble in the palace was breaking the rules, and Gareth had to teach her that. Yet, the rules governing what a noble could take in the way of insults said that Alana had to fight Rowland, and Duke Gareth was proud of her because she had protected her honor as a noble. Once you know the rules, she thought, as she listened to the Duke with one ear, life is pretty simple. I don't get mad at Duke Garth because I know he has to obey the rules just as I do. I know he isn't truly angry with me anyway. Maybe our code of chivalry isn't such a bad thing.
Beth, the fact that you stumbled and said cult of chivalry, I'm just picturing a bunch of guards and knights, like, robes over their armor, around circle, and in the middle of that circle is just like a chivalrous code written out on paper.
All right, that works. All right.
Of chivalry.
Yes.
We worship chivalry as a concept.
Alright, on the second day of the 8-long midwinter festival, King Roland made Gary, Alex, Raoul, and several of the other 14-year-old pages into squires. Each squire was placed in a night service. They still waited on tables, but afterwards they took their meals in the squire's hall. If they were needed, they also served the nobles during the evening parties. When the pages were dismissed, Alana helped her friends move to their new quarters. Rooms connected to those of the knights were now served, and wondered how big a change this would bring to her life. Things changed, and they didn't change. The squires joined Alana and Jonathan in what little free time they had, but Alana missed them during the classes they had with the other pages. There was no more Gary to make wicked jokes in deportment, and no more Alex to explain the snarls of mathematics. One night, Jonathan came by her room, with his book on battle histories. He'd gladly help her with mathematics, he explained with a grin, if she'd show him how the battles that were so dull in the book were fought. He noticed in class her way of explaining them made it seem real and interesting. That's also foreshadowing, I just realized after like my 50th time reading this book.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yay.
That's not ominous or threatening at all.
No, war is
Yay.
just a thing that happens, I guess.
Yay.
Oh, it's a real sad chapter there, too. I think that's in one of the later books.
I'm Beth.
Oh no, that might be in this book.
Beth,
I can't remember.
you remember that threat that I said?
Oh, no key characters die. No key characters die. But Alana
Makes me sad.
does end up in the infirmary, or helping in the infirmary. And
Yeah, well, but we know Alana's not gonna die because the next few books are about her.
and the fact that she makes it all the way to the last in the timeline, I should say, the newest books are before or during Alana's books. It's hard to say because I think they happen roughly around the same time as Alana's. Like, it's Alana's first book, and then a few years after would be Numaire's book, and then it's the rest of Alana's books as Numaire's is happening. But not all of Numaire's books are written. Those ones are in the middle of being written.
Well, the more you know.
I have the first one. It's called Tempest and Slaughter.
Oh, what? Love that.
It's kind of interesting because you already know the characters because they take place because the characters are key characters in Diane's books. And so you kind of understand what's going on, and you absolutely know how it's going to turn out. You just need to see how it's going to happen. And so it's this lovely, like, cute friendship going on that you know is absolutely going to deteriorate and tear itself apart.
Oh no.
It's kind of fun.
Yay,
If
chaos.
that's your idea of fun.
Chaos.
Yay, chaos!
Chaos. Yay, chaos.
Alana was more than happy to accept her new friend's offer. Many evenings that they... You know what? In Diane's book, which we'll get to, and this will make you happy, Diane temporarily gets the ability to raise the dead from a god, and she raises an army of skeleton dinosaurs
Necromancer.
to take over a kingdom.
I want those powers. I want to do that.
The god that gives it to her is called the Hag.
That's amazing. Not enough necromancers just fully raise dinosaurs.
She
What's
does
it
it on
called
accident. Which one?
What?
The god?
I think it's a hat.
The Hag.
Why is it called the hat?
Because she's a hag.
Because she's an old hag.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
Oh my god.
She likes gambling and rats.
I love her. That is
You
my spirit
would.
animal.
I cannot
That
wait
is
till we
my
get to Diane's
spirit
books. You will love Diane's books. Diane is a demigod. It's great.
Her name is the hag, and she likes gambling and rats.
Yes, the hag does show up. I think her full name is the Graveyard Hag.
Oh god.
She is perfect.
She shows up in Allie's book briefly too to talk to oh, I don't know the Torel name. I only know the Crippus name, which I cannot for the life of me pronounce. And I'll have to when we get to Allie's books. But
Oh, fantastic.
he's essentially the major god of like chaos and trickery.
Perfect. Good.
Yeah, he's lovely. He's actually the god that George serves.
Ah.
You don't really fully find that out until Allie's books, but it totally makes sense, and you don't even bat an eye when you learn. You're like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, George finds Allie because he starts talking to the god like, hey, my daughter's missing. And he's like, you're being weird and suspicious.
Oh.
And he's like, fine, I'll let you see your kid.
Also, don't mind me just casually. I've been eating candy this whole time.
Ah,
You should share.
good. I would eat some cookies that I have, but I'm reading and not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
you should share some candy.
No.
Why not?
You should walk all the way over here.
Do you want me to?
I mean, I wouldn't care.
Trespassing.
It's
the
not
only way you get candy
trespassing
is
if you're
walk all the way to
invited.
my apartment.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
wait.
because I will climb your window just to see your cat. Okay, I'm not. Okay, wait. I will come over. Not for the candy, but to take your cat with me.
If you take my cat with you,
Wait,
I'll
which cat?
take your head.
Which cat?
Yeah, which one?
Both of them.
Both of them. Okay.
No. Okay, that's not allowed. See, if it was just Lewis, I wouldn't care.
God.
But
All right. Many evenings after that, they could be found in each other's rooms, their heads bent over a map or a piece of paper. The sweating fever struck in March without warning. Oh!
dear.
That's... These books were written in the 80s, but a huge pandemic happening in March?
Yay. Oh, yay.
I don't like that!
Oh no, how long did it last? 3 years? I mean, 2 years.
That's
I think
foreboding.
I think the sweating sickness in this only lasts a season. It doesn't last very long, and there is a reason for that, but we'll get to that later. But the sweating fever struck in March without warning. It spared no one. People in the city, palace servants, priests, even the queen. Duke Gareth was next, and the Lord Province, Sir Miles stayed healthy. There's so much wine in me that
Sweating sickness like a real disease
Yes.
that hit
Yes,
England
it was.
at one point.
Yes, it was.
What?
The sweating sickness in
What?
this book is inspired by that.
The plague?
Okay. And I was like, wasn't that a real thing that like
It
nobody ever
was.
figured out how or why it spread?
Yes.
The plague? Or
No, not the plague.
No, not the
It's a
plague.
different-
It's different.
It's a different disease that also hit Europe.
And Europe had a
the
lot of
sweating-
diseases.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was during the time where they had poop thrown out their windows daily.
Yeah.
Also,
The Middle Ages was not healthy.
No.
you also brought the diseases here in America too.
Yep.
Yep, that did happen.
All right. Sir Miles stayed healthy. There's so much wine in me that I don't have any room for any sickness, he told Alana. So now will you stop telling me not to drink anymore?
I was drinking my water during that line, and I laughed. Now I think I'm dying. Oh,
God, he is dying.
oh my god.
Suffer.
Okay.
Anyway,
Continue.
Alana herself was fine. She was working harder than she ever had before. Each time another servant got sick, her chores increased. There were no classes. Most of the teachers had the sickness. Instead, Alana made beds, washed dishes, cleaned the stables. She had been taught from birth that no job was too dirty for a true noble. Now that theory was put into practice. The pages and squires, the youngest and healthiest of the people in the palace and the city, were the last to fall ill. It was then the dark god came to the palace to take his pick of fever victims. In the city, where the sickness had started, so many had died that the dark god's priest took the dead away in cartloads. Within a week, the god of death had claimed 3 pages, 5 squires, and the Lord Chamberlain. Raoul was the first of Alana's close friends to get sick. Then Alana stopped for a visit. When Alana stopped for a visit, he grinned weakly at her. "I feel silly, lying in bed when I should be working," he confessed. He shivered beneath his heavy blankets. "How are you? And how's old Coram?" "We're both fine." She tucked the covers more firmly around him. "And John?" "Not even a sniffle. He stays a lot with the king." "I don't blame him. My throat's swelling. The queen will get well." He let Alana wipe his sweating face before giving her a shove. "Get out of here before you catch it."
He's not gonna die, right?
Raoul, no. Raoul's not gonna die.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna cry.
Alana found that she couldn't sleep because she couldn't forget Mom's warning to use her gift for healing. She knew the god... What the fuck did happen to my computer screen? For a brief moment, it looked like everything kind of, like, moved. It was very... Oh, that's why. Get away from it!
What? Oh, cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. Alright.
Cats are good.
Cats are lovely. But, like...
They're adorable.
But they're also evil.
Chance, baby, please do not. Alright, she knew the gods punished people for ignoring magical abilities. Yet, she thought of using sorcery... the thought of using sorcery gave her the shakes. She and Tom each had more magic than anyone she'd ever known, and she knew if she used her magic and lost control of it, she would destroy herself and anyone who was nearby. Tom liked that sort of power. She didn't. She was never sure of her control over her gift. Gary, Francis, and Alex got the fever within 2 days of each other. Francis was the sickest, delirious by the end of the first day. The palace healers could do nothing. Alana overheard one of them saying that those stricken so badly on the first day usually died.
Oh, no.
And there were more frightening stories that the sweating sickness was caused by sorcery, that it drained the healers of their healing magic until they were too weak to help anyone. Alana had just fallen asleep one night when Coram woke her. There's a puppy outside. At least I think it's outside. It sounds like it's coming from that way. Sounds like Ozzy.
I was worried that pause was, like, for dramatic effect.
No. I mean, a little bit.
I thought you were gonna say someone actually died.
Oh, honey.
No. No.
His news was bad. Francis had just passed into the hands of the Dark God. Alana hurried down to the chapel dedicated to the God of Death. Jonathan was already there, waiting with his friend's body. Alana knelt in the back, not wanting to disturb the prince. She shook as she looked at Francis lying on the altar. He might still be alive if she had done something. Alana was ashamed of herself.
Oh.
Sir Miles knelt beside her. His hair and beard were mused from sleep. Or mussed from sleep, sorry. "I'm sorry, Alan," he murmured. "I know you and Francis were friends." Alana looked at the knight. He was her friend, and he was an adult. He would understand moral questions, and she trusted his opinion. "Can I talk with you?" "A moment," she whispered. "Outside?" They left quietly. Miles settled onto a bench just outside the chapel door. "What's on your mind?" he asked, motioning for her to take a seat. Alana remained standing. "Sir, if a person has power, something that can be used for good or evil, either way, should they use it?" He looked at her shrewdly. "A power such as magic?" Alana scuffed her foot against the floor. "Well, yes, the gift." Miles frowned. "It depends on the person, Alan. The gift is simply an ability. Not all of us have it, just as not all of us are quick-witted or have good reflexes. Magic isn't good or evil by itself. I believe you should only use it when you have absolutely certain of your cause your cause is I've butchered that sentence. Jesus. I believe you should only use it when you are absolutely certain that your cause is just. Does that help? Lana tugged her ear thoughtfully. You couldn't give a person a yes or no, could you? He shook his head. Not in this case. Moral issues rarely have yes or no answers. The door opened, and Jonathan came out. Alana, he asked softly.
Jonathan came out.
Yo, she came out. Yo, she came out the closet.
Yeah. Jonathan gay?
Oh my god.
I mean,
Whoa.
he's like the straightest of this friend group.
No. No.
What do you mean, no?
Just no.
Denial.
What do you mean, no?
Sorry, man. I don't make the rules.
Yeah, no, but the writer does.
Well, the writer's wrong. The writer wrote that he came out.
He came out of the room.
The room being the closet.
No, a chapel where his dead friend is.
Oh.
The door opened and Jonathan stepped out.
In the mood. A character just died, man.
What the hell is going on with this? Why did it go all the way over there? What is going on with this?
What's happening?
I don't know, but it's acting funny. I'm just gonna let it go. Captioning site go burr.
Oh. Whoops.
Alan,
Sure,
he
it's
asked
fine.
softly. He was very pale. His eyes were bright, and his eyes were bright with held back tears. Thanks, Sir Miles, Alana said. She went to her friend. They buried Francis the next day. Raoul and Gary, finally getting better, came. The healer attending Alex was able to tell Alana that he, too, was healing. Jonathan was at the funeral with his father. They disappeared afterwards, and Alana hurried back to her chores. She struggled with her thoughts, wondering if she should go help the healers, or if she should go to the healers and offer to help. She couldn't do anything for Francis now, but there were others. The fever itself made the decision for her. Coram and Timian found her washing dishes in the kitchen the next morning. Alan, Timian called. She looked up from the tub full of pots, frowning. Coram's voice was gentle. The prince took sick last night. He's calling for you. Alana put down her dishcloth.
No.
Her throat was tight with fear. How is he? Bad, Timian said. Alana raced to Jonathan's room. The two servants behind her. I've told you he lived. We've discussed how he's a dumbass in the later books.
You know, but
Shut
I'm
up.
gonna be
This is
sad
important
about
plot.
this.
No, this is
I know
important
it's
plot.
important, but I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, no, like, it's about to get real important plot.
Oh.
Like, the sweating sickness is something you should put a pin in and note that it exists and is probably done by magic. But what's about to happen?
Is this where the prince starts becoming a bad character?
He's not a bad character. He's just dumb. He's already shown you he doesn't make great decisions.
That is true.
No, that's...
Either way, though.
Oh, yeah, John's... You're a lovely person, John, but you need to just stop thinking.
He's great, but he's stupid.
Yes.
I love him.
And he has plenty of
But
those
he's stupid.
moments. He has plenty of those moments. Alright, Alana raced to Jonathan's rooms. The two servants behind her. Opening the door, she froze. She couldn't believe the scene before her. People were crowding around Jonathan's bed. The incense in the air made her sneeze. The priests of the dark god were chanting prayers for the dying, while the chief healer stood aside. Duke Braid was a beaten man. Put a pin in the man Duke Braid, because first off, he's a lovely person. Second off, he'll become fairly close with Alana as he's the chief healer in the palace, and Alana goes to the healer a lot, and at one point will help out. But also his son is in Kel's books, and Neil is a fantastic character. Anyway, Duke Braid was a beaten man. Jonathan was hallucinating already, and the healer had learned that people stricken badly from the first day always died. Fury made Alana gasp for breath. How could anyone get well in this menagerie? How could Jonathan breathe? This went against all the common sense rules Maud had taught her for healing. Clean air, quiet, absolute cleanliness, calm, and reassuring voices. Didn't these people know anything? Alana opened her mouth and then closed it hard. She'd almost ordered these adults to get out. She could guess that they're great in such a. She could guess how they'd greet such an order from a page. She turned to Coram. Get Sir Miles now. The burly soldier looked down at her. He knew that forward thrust of her chin. You aren't planning something foolish, are you? No more foolish than this. She jerked her head at the crowded room. Coram sighed and met Timian's puzzled looks. He's turbanned, he explained. Stubborn as pigs, all of them. We best fetch Sir Miles. Why am I getting booped?
Angry ranting.
Oh no.
Yeah, something happened.
Uh-oh, I'll look at that later.
You know that missing cat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Alana went outside and closed the door. She would wait in the hall rather than watch the insanity going on inside. Unfortunately, it fortunately wasn't long before the two men returned with very curious Miles. I need your help, Alana told the knight. Take a look inside. Miles peered into Jonathan's room. When he closed the door, his eyebrows raised. You know there isn't much hope, he told Alana softly. Not if he's so ill this soon. Her eyes and her voice were as hard as stone. Maybe there is, and maybe there isn't. Look, I've been keeping something back. I have the gift, and I'm trained to heal. The village woman taught me everything she knew. When he didn't laugh, she plowed on. I may only be 11, but there are some things even an idiot knows. You don't make a lot of noise and fog in the air with incense in a sick room. Miles, and my gift hasn't been drained like the palace healers. She saw the doubt in the man's eyes and added, Jonathan's been calling for me, and I think he senses I can help. Miles tugged on his beard. I see. And what do you want me to do? Alana drew a deep breath. Get those people out of there. They'll listen to you. She couldn't say how she knew that the people in Jonathan's rooms would obey a minor knight. She just knew. Get them out of there so we can air the room, and so I can talk to Duke Braid. It's a tall order, Miles thought it over, then shrugged. You're very convincing, Alan. And what have we got to lose? She looked at him, her eyes filled with pain. Jonathan, she whispered. That decided him. Very well, he nodded to Timian. Announce me. Timian looked as if the world had turned upside down and opened the door. Sir Miles of Alu. Excuse me, Cord. Could you not do that?
Oh?
It got stuck underneath my thing. Alright. The crowd hushed and faced the door. Priest stopped chanting. Miles stepped into the room, flanked by Coram and Timian. Alana followed. The change in Miles was stunning. The short, stout knight was suddenly very regal and very angry. Have you left your senses? He demanded. His gentle voice was sharp and clear. No one can tell me his majesty knows of this folly. You won't believe it. No one spoke. Get out, Miles ordered. This is a sick room, not a funeral. Oh, hello!
Welcome!
Hello.
Fuck, hi.
Oh my god, that's loud.
Yikers.
Hi!
Hello.
Hello, are you okay?
I'm Angie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you after that.
No, understandable.
I'd be just as mad. In fact, I am.
I do have a Jimbo with me.
Aw,
Okay.
baby.
Aw.
Tell Jimbo I love him.
Jimbo, you are loved. How do you feel? If y'all hear like chirping and stuff, you'll know the source.
Alright, good.
I like to take all your animals.
Gotcha. No,
Anneli.
Betsy.
Anneli.
Yeah?
I will
Anneli,
commit
you can't
first-degree
steal.
murder.
Yay!
You saw how I
No.
reacted to the other people, and that's not even my own pet.
That's fair.
Alright, we ready for more sad? Oh yeah,
Maybe I shouldn't have joined the call.
you're about to witness big plot.
Ah, pissed.
Uh-huh.
However, I am also sobbing because we just lost a character.
Oh, who died?
Francis.
Who was Francis?
you, you were there for the first part too.
I was. I just have bad memory.
He was the timid boy behind Raoul in the scene where they're all introduced.
Oh, hold up.
Oh no.
Anyway, he died of the sweating sickness. John has the sweating sickness right now, and Alana is about to heal him.
Oh, good. Alana, get your shit together.
You can leave her be. She's doing her best.
She should call her brother.
What's her brother gonna do? Bitch about people existing?
Be better at magic than her?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Also, no, Alana's perfectly fine on her own. Leave her be.
Sorry, I'm back.
Hello.
I was given food.
Ah, good.
Mom
Ooh,
got me
good.
Sonic.
Ah.
I never had Sonic.
Have you
Well,
never had
I
Sonic?
got breadsticks from Olive
Because I
Garden.
never had Sonic.
Damn.
I never had Dairy Queen until I had money and bought it. Like, hey, it tastes good. I was thinking, hey, maybe I should buy Sonic. I ran out of money.
Oh. I haven't
had
had
Sonic for a
fast
long
food in
time.
4 months.
I never had Sonic. Oh, I know my dad and brother got Sonic without me one time. I'm like, okay.
Oh, ew.
Rip to that. Oh god, I'm gonna die.
I haven't
Why
had
are you
fast
good?
food in 4 months. I've lost weight though.
Hey.
Fun.
I mean, that's good, but also, like, I haven't had fast food in 4 months. I'm gonna die
I'm
when
gonna
I move
die.
over there.
It's actually
Yeah,
not as
same.
bad once you realize, oh, I can't get fast food easily, and like you get over it. It's not too bad. I pick up stuff from the store all the time and make it. I don't eat so much anymore. I think it's easier because I don't have ready access to food like I did. So it's like I eat like bread and I make myself sandwiches and pastas, and I eat a lot of starches anyway, but you know. But like I've lost weight. So like that's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
I say because I'm shoving my mouth full with a burger.
Yeah, but like
Mechanical work tower. Where you going, buddy? Where you going? He's now sitting in the swamp.
alright. For shame, the boy isn't dead yet. After a moment, the head priest bowed his head and led his followers from the room. Some of the courtiers looked at Duprade. He was supposed to be in charge. The leader nodded at Miles, relief on his tired face.
Oh.
You can do nothing here, he told the other nobles. Miles is right. Go. Whew, my brain, I could feel my heart racing. That's weird. Give me a second.
Are you doing okay?
The baby.
I'm dehydrated and talking fast.
Oh.
And my
why
body just did a thing to like scream for water.
Beth, inhale. Inhale liquid.
I did. We're good.
Yeah. Jimbo agrees. Drink more water.
I did. I can't. My microphone will pick up me drinking water, so I have to turn it off to do that. So it's like really inconvenient when I need to stop for water.
So you just don't.
So I've forgotten to, yes. Okay.
Yawn.
Yes. Mile. That's my cousin's name. Anyway.
Yawn?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
we have a cousin
it's
named John.
it's
Oh, God.
Swedish.
It's spelled Jan.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Jan.
Yes, he was
This is
called
also
Jan
the
most of his
Jan.
life until he entered the military. And they were like, yawn.
Fun.
And he's like, I like that better.
One.
This is, in fact, one of the tallest people we know.
One.
What, 6'8"?
I think so.
That is a tall man.
He's very
Tell him
tall.
to
He's
Tell him
very,
to share
very.
his height with the rest of your family.
So,
I'll like to give
there's like a height requirement for some sort of ceremonial guard in the military, and he had that height requirement.
Oh,
He was at one of the president's inaugurations. I want to say Obama's.
oh, neat. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, he was like third down on the steps, I think. Someone pointed it out to me.
And now you can never not see it.
Oh, no, I can't even tell it's him because he's all in uniform and, like, from the way the picture's
Yeah.
taken, you can't see the faces. So, no, I can't actually recognize him. But his mom knows which one is him.
That's his mom, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Aunt
That
Carol is a
man-
lovely person,
Oh, she is. I love her.
right? Alright, back to the book.
Yay!
Yes.
Alright,
Let's stop going on long tangents.
no,
No, fuck you,
never.
more long tangents.
Okay,
Fair enough.
other
Y'all should play Nino
distraction.
Kuni Crossworlds.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how do you think about it.
No, we're reading a book! Shut up, plot is happening! We'll talk about Nino Kuni some other time!
So what do you think about the game, Nova?
I'll mute you.
It's
I will
fun.
mute you. I will server mute you.
I hate Chloe. She's a fucking bitch and useless.
She is.
Oh,
Keep
Chloe's just
talking.
Alright, slowly they left. Only Duke Braid stayed. Alana hurried to Jonathan's side. Her friend was stark white and sweating heavily. Alana tucked the blankets around John's body. Cora, she called, open the windows. Let's get some clean air in here. Braid looked at Miles suspiciously. What's going on here? Alan asked me to help him, the knight replied. I'll follow his orders. Braid gasped at him. You follow the orders of a page. Alan, Miles said, you owe Duke Blade an explanation. Alana rose and went to the healer. Quickly she told him everything she had told Miles, stopping only to motion for Coram to close the shutters again. I'm not grown up and as fully trained as you, she finished, but I haven't had all my power drained either, and he's my friend. Friendship will not be enough, Braid told her. As a healer, you know normal healing takes only a little of the healer's strength. This fever doesn't. It'll take all your strength, and if you continue to try and heal, the draining will kill you. 3 of my healers are already dead. And can you risk your life against this sorcery? Then do you believe the illness is caused by magic? Miles asked. The healer rubbed his eyes. Of course, no one outside the city has the sickness. No natural fever will slay a healer, and I find it very interesting that only after all the palace healers have been drained of their powers does the heir to the kingdom fall ill. Can none of our sorcerers fight this fever or track it to its source? Miles asked. There's no one in Toral with the power.
Hell.
Huh?
They're incompetent as hell.
Alright, I couldn't understand any of that.
Oh, this is Darren Compton asshole.
I still don't understand those words.
Beth, are you okay?
No, like, I don't understand what you're saying. I hear the word hell at the end.
They are incompetent.
Oh, incompetent as hell. Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're actually not.
Given a slushie, by the way, from
Sonic?
but
But
yeah, there's something in it. Hello?
Ice? A cherry?
I think
Whipped
it's a
cream?
cherry.
Yeah, they put cherries in those.
Anyways, it is completely melted
Lovely.
because of the heat.
Oh. Not lovely.
What? It's not even that hot outside, though.
No, it's not,
It's
but I think
fucking
it's been a while since they were at there.
Yeah, well, Sonic is
They just
a
brought
ways
the food.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, you're right. It's like on the opposite side of town.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's completely melted, but that's okay because now it's juice.
yay!
Yes. Can none of our sorcerers fight this feeler or track it to its source? Miles asked. There's no one in Toral with the power. Duke Roger could, but he's in Carthag. The king sent for him, but not even Roger of Count. C-O-N-T, and then E with a little accent above it.
Hot.
Count.
What are
Anyway,
you trying to say a curse word?
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing.
you know what? I'll spoil it. Roger is a cunt. Anyway.
Hold up, wait.
Yeah?
Yes, I'll show you how I imagine it's spelled.
I spelled
me-
it out.
No, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
I don't want to give you a minute.
Well, you don't have a choice now.
Why not?
Why are my keyboard settings not working?
Because it's mean.
All right.
Holy shit, I've got a lot of things to claim. My stuffs.
Anyway, how are you guys enjoying the book?
I like it. It's a fun
Enjoying, but
I
I'm also
understand
enjoying
nothing.
ruining it.
Yeah,
book.
I know you
I
are.
think I'd enjoy it more if I was actually like sitting down and reading, like physically holding the book in my hand. But I
Oh,
like
yeah.
listening to read it.
I might on my own do an audiobook for this without all the interruptions so we can actually follow the plot.
I understand nothing.
Yes, this is fair. No,
It is in
that's not how it's spelled. I think it's supposed to be
You
count,
sure?
by the way. Or Casio-NT, count, and then there's an E with a little accent. So I'm just going to continue to pronounce it count.
I don't think that. No, that's Kant.
That's Kant? Okay, cool.
That's Kant.
Good.
Or you could alternatively say it like how I spelled it.
This is true.
That is always an option.
Yeah, but see, the king and queen are good people, and eventually Thea gets the last name, and she's not a cunt. I do
they're
not
good
mind.
people.
I don't mind calling John one.
Then just call him that the rest of it.
Cool. Roger of Cunt traveled so far in less than a month. I think that might be better than Lord Child Neglect.
Lord Child Neglect.
Alana,
Is that not his canon name?
it
Lord
is
Child
now.
Neglect.
It is
Yeah.
now. All right, Alana, listen to
Everyone's
this.
least favorite character.
Yeah, not my least favorite character.
He is up there though.
He is up there. Here. Oh, what's her name? I want to say her name is Dahlia. She's probably my least favorite character. We will
Huh?
get to her in this book.
Does she neglect a child?
No. No,
Oh.
she's just a bitch.
Don't worry, I'm also a bitch.
She's the one who gets that last name now.
Oh my god. This lady, like, she's working for the villain, but she's like hyper flirting with all the boys. And then when Alana's like, I'm not interested, I'm kind of annoyed by you, she forces him to dance with her. And like, John writes her bad poetry at one point.
Oh,
And Alana's a squire, and it's just like, John, shut the fuck up. Oh no, that's the next book, because he's his squire. She's his squire. But, yeah, it's, she's a bitch. And then the next person I hate, more than, probably just as much as her, is the Princess of the Copper Isles, because she commits a
She's a
heinous
bitch.
crime.
what does she do?
What'd she do?
Oh, I don't want to spoil that for you, actually.
No, you do.
No.
you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
You do. You
No.
do, actually. No, you do. You want to spoil it. Spoil it. Spoil
No,
it.
you
Go
don't.
ahead.
You-
You wanna.
You don't want to.
wanna. Spoil it.
You don't want to hear it.
What are you
Spoil it.
doing?
Spoil it.
No. No, you don't want to hear it.
Yes,
Except for,
please.
yeah, I do.
I have Champs next to me. Hello, Champs.
You
Please,
don't
because
want
we
me
love
to
you
hear
very
it,
much.
but I want to
Holy
hear
shit.
it.
It involves animal death. No, you don't.
Oh no.
Did she kill an animal?
Yes.
No.
Skips
The
up.
horse?
No. Do you really want to
Okay.
know? Do you 100% really
Yes.
want to know?
Yes.
She's the one to kill Faithful.
Who is faithful?
Faithful will be a cat that is a main character that is introduced that you will get very, very
And
attached
hear me
to.
out.
That
And hear me
fucking
out.
cunt.
Oh yeah, Alana flies into a rage and straight up murders her at this point.
Go-
Oh, good.
good.
Like.
I don't kill her.
Oh yeah, no, it's an awful scene because it's right after Alex attacks her, and then she has to deal with this bitch coming at her with an axe. And I think Faithful jumps in front of it technically to save her, but Alana flies into a rage, kills her, and I think right after that's when Tom dies. It is the climax of the book, but it's a
What if I-
wild ride.
What if I start crying?
No, Tom deserves it. 100% Tom deserves to die.
No, not over Tom. Over
Okay,
the
cool.
Cat.
Yeah, no, Tom kind of becomes just an insufferable prick.
Oh. Man.
Yeah, well, you can already tell he's going that way. He's not a
Yeah.
very nice person already. But he gets
still.
arrogant. And really stupid. And it's his
Dang
own
it.
fault that he dies, really. Alright, Alana listened to this and watched Jonathan. He was flushed and tossing under his blankets. She bit her lip. In a way, she had caused Francis's death. She had denied her healing gift, and he had died. She couldn't make that mistake again. I'll try anyway, she said. Looking at Braid's stern face, she added, with your permission. Braid held out a hand to her, and Alana took it. I'm very tired, the chief healer said. If you're as able as you claim, it will be easy for you to strengthen me do so. Alana looked at the Duke's hand. Slowly, carefully, she reached inside herself. It was there, a purple, tiny ball of fire that grew as she nudged it with her mind. Her nose started to itch, as it always did when she first called on her magic. Ignoring the annoyance, her eyes watered. She ignored the annoyance, her eyes watered. She gently drew up the fire through her body and let it flow down her arms into Duke Braid. He hissed, his hands tightening on hers. Alana let the purple fire slide into the man until he could not hold it anymore, she whispered, so mote it be, and broke their grip. Alana staggered, feeling a little dizzy. Miles gripped her arm. I'm all right, she told her friend, and then looked at Duke Braid. I had to master that one. My brother always gets tired when we're hiking. The healer was staring at her as he rubbed his hands. My throat guide you, he whispered. I think the prince actually has a chance. He hurried from the room. Miles, Coram, and Timian all stared at Alana. Odd because the Duke had been so odd. Alana felt dazzled and a little lonely. She didn't like people looking at her if she were something frightening. You'll stay, she asked them, pleading. Miles put an arm around her shoulder. You may count on us, she said. The other two nodded. Alana bit her lip, thinking. We'll try the natural remedies first, she decided. Cora, let's build up this fire as high as it'll go and keep it that way. The serving man bowed and left. Alana went to the desk. Yeah, Alana went to the desk and seized papers and pen. She wrote quickly, Timian, I need these things from the kitchen and some extra blankets. The man took the list and was gone. Miles began to build up the fire with the wood that was in the hearth basket. Alan, Jonathan's voice was a deep rasp. Alana went to him and took his hand. I'm here, Highness. It's Alan. Jonathan smiled. I knew you wouldn't let me die. You're not going to die, Miles said over Alana's shoulder. Don't even think of it. John frowned. Miles, you're here too? He looked around. I dreamed there were people. There were, Alana assured him. Miles threw him out. The prince grinned. I wish I could have seen that. Come on, Alana said. You've got to sleep.
Aww.
From the look in his eyes, Jonathan was ready to ask more questions, so Alana reached for her magic once again. Stroking Jonathan's temple, she held his eyes with hers. Sleep now, Jonathan. And her rough, boyish voice was strangely compelling. Miles caught himself yawning. Sleep, Jonathan thought. He was drowning in violets. He slept. Cora came with armfuls of firewood. Timian returned with with blankets, and the kitchen items on Alana's list. She sent him for bricks while she settled down before the fire. Carefully, she brewed mead, honey, herbs, and lemon juice into a syrup for Jonathan's cough. Her hands shook as she stirred. Miles noticed and took the spoon from her. What's wrong? He asked, stirring the mixture himself. You've been shaking since you got Jonathan to sleep. She sat down wearily. Duke Braid was right. She accepted a glass of wine Coram poured for her and drank it down. The fever, it takes it out of me like nothing I've ever felt before. She sighed. Miles, could you talk to the Queen and King? They'll be worried. The knight handed his spoon over to Coram. Say no more, he told her. He left, trying to smooth his shaggy hair. Coram watched her as he stirred. I hope you know what you're doing. Alana rubbed her already aching head. So do I. When Timian brought in the bricks, Coram heated them in the fire and wrapped them in cloth. Alana packed them at Jonathan's side. She and Timian piled more blankets on top of the prince. Soon Jonathan was sweating. Hard coughs tore from his chest. Alana let the syrup cool just a little, then tipped some down Jonathan's throat. Every 2 hours, they changed the sweat-soaked sheets and packed Jonathan in freshly warmed bricks and blankets. The room was stifling. Their clothes stuck to their bodies. Coram and Timian both stripped off their shirts. When Miles returned, he nearly fainted from the heat. Duke Braid's with the Queen, he reassured Alana. He'll see to it that she's kept calm and doesn't come here. And pirates have been attacking Port Canyon, and His Majesty is in the war chamber and cannot leave. They both have They both have to trust Duke's Braid judgment and leave us alone. Alana looked around. 3 sweat-soaked men, and outside this room the entire palace watched her, waiting for what she would do next. It was frightening. Was it possible that the adults weren't as assured and as powerful as she had always believed? She didn't have time to worry about that now. Timian, let Sir Miles spell you. She said, you need to rest and eat. Oh, I think that means, like, substitute out, I guess. Switch places. I've never heard that phrasing before. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, you all are still in chat. It's been real quiet for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm eating
Okay,
and I don't want to, like, eat
Oh,
and speak.
that's
'cause that would
fair.
sound weird.
If you want us to interrupt,
And I'm playing Ni no Kuni while listening.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm paying
also
attention. I just hate interrupting while eating.
Okay.
I'm also painting my cap, so.
Ah,
Ah,
lovely.
yeah.
Oh shit, I need to do that.
Man,
Yeah, I'm just
they
finding
did
out-
not let me do that. For some reason, we weren't allowed to modify our cap and gown in any way.
Fight
Do you
them.
guys want to see an update of my cap?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
I do.
You guys may not know these characters. I feel like one of them looks so scuffed because of the eyes.
That's
Oh, no.
okay. That's okay, kiddo.
It's fine. I do that every time I draw.
The one I think it looks scuffed in the eyes, the one with the green in the top corner.
Oh.
Do you see why I mean?
Yes, I do see
Look,
what you...
no.
That's
look,
okay. It's
okay.
fine. It's fine.
He's got a little bit of derpy eye. He's got
Oh,
he's got a little.
Be derpy.
He's a little
I know.
funny, but it's okay.
He's got-
he still looks
he's
very
got-
cute.
He's got a little messed up eye, and that's okay because we love him anyway.
He's
He
supposed
still
to
looks
be.
very cute.
He's to be some sort of like an assassin type.
Why are you touching on my ass? Knock
Well,
it off, dude.
he's an assassin with a funny eye.
Oh yeah, I guess you guys
Well,
know
I'm
what
getting sick of
character.
your shit.
I guess
don't-
you guys can tell who the fucking character is and all the way in the bottom.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised by like half of these. I want you to know.
No,
I
I
am
like
very-
the one. My favorite one is a guy with the red hair crying.
I do love that for your cap and gown. It is just anime characters.
It's good.
I'm,
It's
like,
so
I'm
good.
putting a frog on mine.
Everybody else
that's
did something
amazing.
Sweet. Everybody else did something sweet or meaningful, right?
Yeah.
Or like just the I'm happy I'm out of here or something, and you're just like, what if I draw every single of my favorite anime characters?
No, some of these are comics. Well, one of
Well-
them is a comic.
Yeah.
One of them is a comic. It's the guy crying.
I also love how there is just one very unfinished character.
Uh-oh. All right. Ah,
Ah, it's married. I'm saying.
captioning. Why aren't you working?
Uh-oh.
Oh, there
shit,
it
you have
goes.
captioning on. I forgot about that. Whoops.
Yeah, the
Captioning
super
broke.
broken captioning. It's even worse because I have it like part of the way. Like I have the window squished so I can see chat, even though chat's not even going off.
The cherry and a lime in mine.
I can probably just do.
Lit.
Whatever. I'll fix it next time. I'll figure this
I
out.
can't pull out the cherry from my drink. I'm gonna start crying.
Stab the straw into it.
No, I got this. No, I got this. No, I got this. I got it.
I might end up ruining what my screen looks like, but that's a-okay.
That's okay. That's okay. That's fine.
Oh yeah, I think it shouldn't be too bad because I think the piece is right. Yeah, that actually ends up working really well. I can't see chat now, but there's no one in chat anyway. We've been going for 2.5 hours and no one said anything.
It's fine.
Why is it doing the long thing? It's not supposed to be doing that. Hold on.
Who's all supposed to be in chat?
No, there's no one in chat, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Why is it going off?
Nobody said they were gonna be in chat, so we're just here. We're just hanging out. We're just vibing.
Yeah, it's fine. No, that's worse because it's like moving still. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. Because it didn't do that last time.
50-something% again. I can draw.
Yay!
I look so fruity in this game. Oh my goodness.
What? I didn't hear that.
I look very fruity.
Oh. Yeah, well that's also
What if I do it that way?
how you look in general.
No, I'm talking specifically about my Ni no Kuni character, but
No, I know, but
Hello, captioning. Do you
that's
work
just
now?
how you look.
No, captioning still broke. Well, no, that actually works better. Okay, that does actually no.
Ghastly, and I forgot how I was
What?
gonna edit him, and then I
The
remembered, and now I'm very
Absolute
irritated.
fuck is going
Make
on
him
with
look
captioning. Why is it going to the side like that?
That's just how
Mean
it
and
wants
evil.
to go.
Clear transcript. Does that work better now?
Oh my goodness.
Are you gonna stop being weird?
what? You okay, babe?
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at this image has to be so huge for the line to be that small.
Oh.
Okay,
Oof.
no, this is fine.
All right.
That's not a good line weight.
All right. Am I?
VTubers on here.
Oh no. Am I good to read now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I guess
I
not,
got-
sorry.
2 no's and a yeah. Damn. Well, I'm gonna read anyway. All right.
No,
You
Ni no
can't.
Kuni.
It's illegal now.
Ni no Kuni Crossworlds.
Let's talk about Pokemon.
Ah. Timian obeyed. Now Miles helped her, and Cora rewrapped Jonathan. Miles held the prince while Alana gave him syrup. When Timian returned, she made Coram get some rest. By late afternoon, Jonathan was coughing up the stuff that was choking his lungs. By dark, he was sleeping, but his fever continued to rise. Alana sent the others away to rest and eat while she watched her friend. Duke Braid looked in briefly and left. It was his third such visit, and he never said anything. Alana only nodded to him. She had no energy left for conversation. Miles returned with a tray of food. Eat, he ordered. I'm setting up a cot in Jonathan's dressing room. It's your turn to rest. Alana knew her friend was right. She ate and then lay down in the dressing room, falling asleep immediately and not awakening till nightfall. While her friends went for a snack and a walk, she sat with Jonathan. The room was suffocating with heat, but the prince was shivering. Sweat ran down his face. Alana watched and gathered her strength. If the dark god wanted Jonathan's life, he'd better be ready to fight for it. The door opened. Alana jumped to her feet, bowing deeply as the king and queen came into the room. She felt sorry for him. The king, who was always smiling, looked worried. Deep lines seemed permanently carved around his mouth. He kept one arm around his lady, supporting her weight. Queen Leanne sank into the chair. Alana sank into the chair Alana pulled up for her. She was still not over her own bout of the fever, and her gown hung loosely on her. Alan of Trebon, the king kept his voice quiet. How is my son? Alana swallowed nervously. As well as can be expected, sire. He slept most of the day. Leanne's voice was kind, but a little sharp. How can you help him? You're only a boy, no matter what Braid says. Yes, your majesty. Even I know better than to dirty the air with incense and surround Jonathan with wailing people, Alana told her. Besides, he called for me. He trusts me. And he doesn't even know I have the gift. Have you ever been trained? King Roland asked. There's so many R names in these books that it is so hard to keep track of them.
I think they like names with R's.
It's because there was Rowland earlier. There's Raoul. There's Roger, and there's Roland.
Torture!
Look, man, it's a good letter.
Yeah. I learned I learned all our village healing women had to teach me, sire. I can heal, and I can conjure. My brother's the same, only he can see people's minds and sometimes the future. I can't. Why didn't you tell Garth this when you first arrived? The king demanded. Why didn't your father tell us? She scuffed her foot along the floor. My mother died having Tom and me. She had the gift too. Father was angry. He thought their magics would save her. So he said he wouldn't ever use his gift again. And we weren't allowed to use ours. We weren't even to be taught how to use it, but Maud, the village healer, taught us in secret. She hung her head. As to the other, I want to be a knight. Using my gift doesn't seem fair somehow. It's as if I'm fighting dirty. Roland nodded, understanding. But Maud said I should use my gift for healing. She said I had the power to heal more than most people. And she said if I didn't heal, I wouldn't make up for the killing I did as a knight. I didn't listen to her. Alana's voice was soft. I disobeyed her, and one of my friends died.
Aww.
The king put his hand on her shoulder. You did what you thought was right, Alan. We can't all see the future. We can't know what will be asked of us. He rubbed his forehead. I should have listened to Roger, he said, more to himself than to the queen or Alana. If he were here now, teaching you boys. He drew a deep breath and looked at Alana once more. Jonathan has the gift. He gets it from me, from the Count line.
You could have pronounced it better.
It didn't seem like the right time.
Well, you pronounced it wrong either way.
I'm going to continue
Because
with Count.
Kant.
It is Kant. Oh! Captioning got it correct!
Whoa.
But it didn't get captioning correct.
LMAO. Okay, look. It can only do so much right.
Yeah. If when he gets well, I shall see to it you lads are properly trained. I have ignored this part of our heritage too. Like your father, I thought our magic would vanish if I ignored it. The king shook his head. A knight must develop all his abilities to the fullest, and evil is often armed with sorcery. Alana thought she knew what the king meant. If she had been more thoroughly trained, she wouldn't feel so helpless now. If the fever was magical, she was going into the fight badly prepared. Leanne was fanning herself. It's so hot in here, she complained. We're trying to sweat the fever out, Majesty. Alana explained. It's best to try all the natural cures first. The king patted the queen's hand. Remember what Duke Braid said? We can trust Miles and Alan. We must trust them. Leanne went to the sleeping Jonathan, taking his hand. Her eyes were bright with tears. He's all we have, Alan. I'm unable to bear any more children. She smiled bravely at the king. If my lord trusts you, then so do I. Mother? Jonathan's voice was no more than a whisper. Father? Alana hid in the dressing room. It was not long before Roland called her back. He's asleep. Will you call as if the king could not say it? Impulsively, Alana reached out to touch his arm. We'll let you know right away if anything changes, sire, she promised. Miles stepped quietly into the room, bowing to the king and queen. He'll be all right, the knight told Leanne. He's all in our prayers. Except for those of the one who sent this fever, replied the queen. The king and Miles exchanged a look. The queen was right. Who was Jonathan's enemy? Gently, the king took his lady's arm.
A lot of people do just hate royals.
I mean, I know exactly who sent this and why. Anyway.
I don't, but I'm just...
It's not hard to figure out when you meet them.
Oh, but it's just like...
Excuse me?
Who would do this? Well, you're a king, or you're an heir to be king.
Yeah.
It's not hard to imagine that people would want you dead.
The one...
Like, no matter how good of a person you are.
The heir to the kingdom has fallen sick and is probably going to die. The queen has been so sick that she can no longer bear children. The one person who possibly could have the power to do this, and would become king if all the other heirs were out of the way. He's out of the country right now. I wonder who did it.
No, is there
No,
Do we know him yet?
he's been mentioned several times in this chapter.
Has he?
Roger.
Oh. Okay. Well,
The only sorcerer powerful enough to do all this. He's out of the country. If Jonathan dies, he might become heir? No, he couldn't possibly do it. He loves his family too much and has no terrible motives. That's literally what it is. It's literally in front of everyone, and everyone's like, nah, he loves his family. He's such a great guy. And Alana's there the entire time looking like, nah, he's suspicious as hell. I think Gary's also suspicious of him. Gary's like, yeah, I don't like the guy. I think they're the only two who are like, no thank you. Yeah. Ugh.
I'm
Alright.
testing something out with the Ghastly, and I'm really hoping it works out because I kind of love this idea.
Aw, good.
Please look
Talk
good.
about your Ghastly real quick.
Oh, why are we talking about the Ghastly?
So I can drink water.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to do a little different thing with his fangs, maybe. But I don't know how much I'm gonna like the end result.
Well, test it out and see.
That's what I'm
Anyway,
doing.
let's get back to the story.
It's weird because Ghastly's at an angle.
Oh, yeah. Just do a front
so
face
it's
of
hard.
Ghastly.
That would look so derpy.
It would.
And
Like, for a second, I want you all to imagine a front-facing Ghastly.
Hold on, does a front-facing Ghastly
I'm seeing
exist?
it and I'm in love with it.
So am I. Ghastly is so good.
Hold on, I need to Google something.
Are you gonna Google front-facing Ghastly?
Maybe. I don't think I spelled that right. Oh no, I did. Okay, we're good. What the fuck?
What? What? Did you find a picture of it?
Oh, I put an H in there unnecessarily. There we go. Oh, it's not so terrible.
I was hoping it'll look funny. I want to see.
Look at it. Look at stream.
Beth, I'm not opening up Twitch. It is a pain to open up. Just send in the picture.
Oh, well, I'm in art chat, so it won't let me send it. Damn.
Why won't it let you send it?
I don't know, because I have to download it first. No, that's not what I want to do. Can I copy image?
You should be
Paste
able to
image? There we go. It's an art chat, because I'm too lazy to switch chats.
I love him. I love
Oh my
him.
god.
I love him. He's so derpy.
I-
I want to squish.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I
Wish
thought
someone
it'd be.
out of a window.
What?
I'm
Oh.
playing Everhood, right? And I'm
Oh,
pissed.
you don't need to say anything else, really.
I've been trying to fight this like jump rope boss, but like
Oh,
I've
Uh-oh.
been playing for a couple days now, and I'm this is my like 5th attempt. I'm
Ooh.
so pissed off.
Oh, I bet.
also, I have some inspiration
Yeah?
for my variant.
Yeah?
Ghastly. And Oni.
It's getting warm in here, so I just opened a window. Haha.
It would be. That's why I'm trying to mess around with the fangs right now.
That might be 2.
Please do it better than Impidimp.
Oh yeah, wait.
Is the
Sorry,
Impidimp
off topic.
based on that? I don't think Impidimp is based on that.
It's
I'm so
not.
sorry to
Well,
be off
its
topic.
evolution is evolution Grimmsnarl is, and Grimmsnarl
No?
is also ass.
Nova,
Yeah?
Nova.
What? What?
Okay. Have you met Sebastian yet in Ni no Kuni?
The fuck is my
No,
cell
I'm not
phone at?
calling her, but-
He is a guy who talks to you about familiars.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him yet. I don't think so. At least.
fuck is my cell phone?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him. He doesn't look familiar.
Where the fuck is my cell phone?
He is.
Oh my god!
God damn it!
I've lost my cell phone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I'll find that later.
Someone call Beth.
Oh, no, there's my phone. It's in a very obvious place that I never put it. So, yeah. Anyway.
Grimmsnarl shouldn't be based off of that.
Looks like it looks
should be-
similar.
Well, he's not based off of it because he's based off of the same thing that the other two were based off of
Imps, yes.
in that line. I mean, it's not just imp, it's imps in like...
It's
There
imps,
was
the
another
goblins,
one.
the creatures, yeah, it's the...
Yeah, all that jazz.
well, they're
Like,
fey
it's based off
creatures.
of-
They're all fey creatures,
Yeah.
but
It's based off of
European.
European lore, not Japanese lore.
They do not look European at all to me.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
they're
open to interpretation as it is a
Yeah.
Pokemon.
My
Yeah, but it's
interpretation is that
based
they
off of-
suck dick.
It's
I
based off of actual
like the
fey
first one.
lore, like the European fey lore, not Oni.
yeah.
I don't even.
get
Is
it.
there a Pokemon based off of Oni?
I
want there to
think
be.
there's one, I just don't remember which one exactly it is.
I don't
There
think
should.
is.
Yeah, because I don't remember one.
I don't think there's one directly based off of it, but there's one that has like a lore reason or something like that.
Probably, but
Yeah. Anyway,
why
we're
is it
reading a book.
Impossible to get these tusks.
Oh my god, plot's happening. Gently
Well,
the king
I'm
took his
complaining
lady's
about
arm.
our-
Come, my dear, he said softly, we must leave. Stop.
Come with you.
Stop. Stop. Their son is dying.
Look, okay, I'm trying to lighten the mood. Somebody's
Amanda's
somebody's
dying
literally-
sex jokes.
There's a
somebody's
13-year-old
literally
on their deathbed.
I'm trying to lighten the mood. I'm trying to make jokes. So
I don't-
what? A character is dying.
That's fine, he doesn't
I know
die.
damn well I'm gonna scream as fuck at an inopportune moment because I died.
Aw, that's fine. We'll let that happen
If I
naturally.
do, I'm sorry.
Don't be. Corum and Timian came back as Jonathan's parents left. Alana rolled up her sleeve. Let's get this fire built up again, she said grimly. It was a long night. Jonathan's coughing finally stopped. Alana listened to his chest, smiling when she could hear him breathing easy. But the fever continued, drying Jonathan's lips until they cracked and bled. He fought Alana and Miles, dreaming, living through ugly nightmares. His voice was worn down to nothing, and it shook Alana to see him scream without making a sound. Miles grabbed her shoulders. Alan, this can't continue. Your gift. Use it. I've been using it, she cried. And I haven't the training. Go inside yourself then. Can't you see he's dying? Anna looked at the fire. It roared hungrily in the hearth, waiting for her. She rubbed her eyes. Already she was tired from the little spells and charms she had used during the day. Picking up the last packet of herbs, it contained vervain, and she had known all along it would come to this. She opened it dully, staring at the brittle leaves inside. Corum, Timian, her voice sounded dead. You better leave. Corum stepped forward. Lad. And he began weariedly. He looked at her face and sighed. Let's go, Timian, he said. We don't want to be here when they start fooling with the serious magics. They left, and Miles bolted the door. Alana threw the vervain into the fire. She had no business trying magic like this. She was no sorcerer, and sorcerers far older and stronger than she had failed to master the forces she now sought to call upon. A moan from the bed reminded her of why she was there. Kneeling before the flames, she whispered the words Maud told her would call the greater powers, the gods. Slowly, very slowly, because she was tired, the flames turned violet. She reached both hands into the purple fire. Her essence, the stuff that made her Alana, streamed through her palms. Don't scratch the door frame, Falker! Sorry, chances over here trying
for your cat to just
No, can you imagine just a natural quote?
please no.
Just the mother goddess coming into the room like, don't scratch my door frame.
I
Oh, that
fucking
was
did it.
so
I beat
good.
the jump rope.
Yo!
Yay!
Fantastic.
I'm going to punt these fucking gnomes.
Okay.
Do it.
Chance! Chance! You have a scratch post right next to it. And the whole cat tree. Do not use the door frames.
But what if he wants to?
Well, he can suffer.
But door frame.
No. Alright. Her essence, the stuff that made her Alana, streamed out through her palms. She was dissolving into the fire. She was the fire. She then uttered the spell Maud told her to use only when nothing else was left. Dark goddess, great mother, show me the way. Open the gates to me, guide me, mother of mountains and mares. The fire roared up with a sound like thunderclap. Alana's body jerked, but she couldn't move away from the hearth. The fire filled her eyes. She saw countless gates and doors opening in front of her. Suddenly there it was, the city carved in black, glossy stone, and the one that she had seen in Maud's fireplace. The sun beat down on her. She was very warm. The city called to her, its beautiful towers and shining streets singing in her brain. The city vanished. Now raw energy ran through Alana's arms into her body. She choked back a gasp as flesh turned into purple fire contained only by her skin. She glowed, she shimmered, she burned with raw magic. It hurt. Every part of her screamed for cold and dark to put out the fire. She couldn't hold it. She would burst like a rotten fruit. A voice spoke, and Alana screamed. The voice was never meant for human ears. Call him back, it chimed. I am here. Call him back. Tears ran down her cheeks. The voice and the pain were killing her. The fire was eating her alive, like a tiger. Something inside her rebelled. She clenched her fists and fought the pain. She ground her teeth together. She would ride this tiger. Her body had never given the orders before. She could not let it start now. Am I a silly child, she thought angrily, or am I a warrior?
An angry child.
I would just like to mention at this moment that I love her.
Right? Okay, she fought back, shoving the pain away until she had it under control. Now she ruled the power. She had pulled from the flame. Now she ruled the power that she had pulled from the flame. She rode the tiger. She was a warrior. Alana walked to the bed. Miles got out of her way. He watched, helpless. When Alan screamed as he turned bright, sparkling amethyst, the color had dimmed, but Alan continued to shine with a pale purple fire. Miles sensed that if he touched Alan now, he would burn to death. Alana stood beside the bed, looking down at Jonathan. He seemed so far away, so far from her. He has traveled a long way, the terrible voice said. Take his hands, call him back. A small part of Alana realized that the voice was female. Thank you, she whispered. She took Jonathan's hands carefully. Her mind reached into his unseeing eyes.
Can you imagine if the voice was her mother? I think the voice is her mother.
What?
I think the voice is her mother.
Not her mother, no, but the mother goddess, yes.
Oh, okay.
The voice
No,
is
kind of right.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, the mother goddess is mother to all, but not the mother that gave birth to Alana, no.
But it's kind of right. It's
Kind
the
of.
mother, but the mother, it has to do with something with the mother. So
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, sure.
it works. It's fine.
made me feel right.
Yes. You did good job, Anelli.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Alright, Jonathan. Alana called. It's time to come home, John. Miles stared. He did not hear the boy child calling the prince. He heard a woman's voice, speaking from eternities away. Awed by the power he could not understand, the knight moved even farther from the bed. Alana fell into the blue depths of her friend's eyes. She was twisting in a black writhing well. The alien place pulsed around her, enclosing her like a living thing. Shrieks and cackling and the screams of the doomed souls sounded all around her. She was on the edge, between the world of the living and the underworld. She shifted between life and death. John, she called steadily, feeling the power in her shoving the ugliness back. John, at last she could see him. He was far below her, near the bottom of the well, near death. A huge, dark shadow, shaped like a hooded man, came between them. Even in her strange state, Alana was afraid. This must be the dark god, the master of all death. It was crazy to argue with the god, but he was between her and her friend. Excuse me, she said politely, but you can't have him. Not yet. He's going to come back with me. The shadowy hands reached for her. Alana stood still, her mind sending up a shield of purple fire. You can't have him, she said more firmly. The shadow's hands pressed through her shield, held onto her shoulder. Alana felt as if unseen eyes were looking over her. The great dark head had nodded, and the shadow was gone. The dark god had vanished. Alana reached out to Jonathan. Their hands clasped. Come back, she told her friend. This place isn't for us. Come home. Jonathan smiled. I'm coming. His voice was that of a man he would be one day, deep and even, calm and commanding. Did he hear a woman when she spoke? Did he think it was her? I'm with you, my friend. Time to leave. Their gripped hands glowed white-hot, melting the shadows around them. Their combined gifts burned away the walls of an unreal place. At the end of the well, drawing nearer and nearer, was the room whom they had left not long ago. Slowly, the violet fire ebbed from Alana's body. By the time they were in John's bench chamber, her skin was filled with nothing but Alana, much to her relief. Thank you, said the man. Thank you, the man in him said. He released her hand, and she was Alan, the page, sitting on the bedside. Sitting on the bed beside Prince Jonathan. His eyes were clear. He sighed and closed them. It's good to be back, he whispered, and slept. Swaying, Alana stood. Miles finally dared to come close to her. He had watched the two boys burn with steadily brighter purple light. He had heard a man's voice and a woman's voice coming from Jonathan and Alan. It was something he could never forget. Alan? She turned. He's all right, she muttered, stumbling. He'll sleep. Her bones ached and her head throbbed. She can barely stand still. Miles? Miles? She gasped and fell to the floor in a dead faint. And that's the end of chapter 4.
Yay!
An ending.
What an ending.
You're suffering so much.
This music sucks, so I'm gonna be on mute to listen to it full volume.
Oh, okay. I was going to end the stream.
Well,
thank you for joining me for these next 2 chapters. I greatly appreciated it.
It was really fun.
I enjoyed.
Yeah, I'll make sure this gets up on YouTube and all that jazz. Someone remind me to clip that one part where I call out Bird.
That hurt my soul.
What will you call him out on?
What happened?
I will clip it and you will have to listen to it because it's so good. But I straight up called him out. It was great.
On what
Cass,
did he
what
call
did
him
you
out
do?
on?
On the way he stands, or the way he sits. Anyway, good night.
Good night.
Night.